North Louisiana meets South Louisiana in the YurView Game of the Week. Tonight we are in Lafayette as the St. Thomas More Cougars battle the Neville Tigers in the YurView Louisiana Game of the Week from St. Thomas More High School. Another battle of two teams ranked in the top 10. Hello, everyone. Jeff Lerma along with Greg Bowser. Thanks for starting your football weekend with us. This should be a fun matchup. St. Thomas More coming off a dramatic win last week over Acadiana. Meanwhile, Neville had a tough loss last week against Oak Grove out of Mississippi. They were missing several key members on their offensive line, and the offense never really got going. But they got those guys back here tonight. This is a very good St. Thomas More offense, and they are going up against a very good Neville defensive secondary, so that should be a fun matchup to watch.
Should be an exciting game to watch. One of the things for Neville, the coaches were excited. They think they got all of their offensive linemen back. That'll make a big difference because, they rely on, they think, hey, how they go, that's how we go as a team. So that'll be big for them. And for St. Thomas More, you just want to keep it rolling. They want to get back to the playoffs, want to win a state championship, and so that's the way they look at it. They're nothing but winning right here.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game, and our keys are brought to you by Hampton. Hampton has it. Hampton's hot. First of all, for Neville.
Once we talk about the visiting Neville football team, they've got to get bounced back offensively. Remember, they got to get their thing going. They want to get moving, rely on their offense. The other thing is to keep Bergeron in the pocket. Don't allow him to escape the pocket and run around and make plays. That's big for them. For St. Thomas More, the key to the winning is that offensive line needs to do its job. The coaches think that if they play together and play the way they're capable of, they'll be fine. The other one is they've got to bring down Neville running backs. Gang tackling, hustle to the football. That's what they're stressing, because if you don't, Neville's going to run the football on you, and it'll be a long, long game.
Jarvis Blackston is the leading rusher for Neville, but Jamarian Roberson might not play tonight for Neville. The Tigers are here. The Cougars are here. Get settled. We got a good one for you coming up on Game Time.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now. Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to let you know how much your case is potentially worth. I'm here with TV personality and spokesman Tom Mustin. So, Tom, tell the viewers at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now. You'll speak with a live person and find out how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. You heard it. Take advantage of this opportunity. Call now.
The Neville Tigers bring a 2-1 record to Lafayette with wins over Calvary Baptist, and they also beat Evangel. Meanwhile, St. Thomas More feeling really good after that come-from-behind win over Acadiana last week. Down 35-17 in the fourth quarter. They scored 21 points, and they win it 39-35. Let's bring in the third member of our broadcast crew. That is former LSU Tiger, former Parkview Baptist star, Gary Beckwith.
St. Thomas More is in the usual territory. They have a losing record coming in at 1-2. That is not normal for this program. Their standard is winning. Their standard is championships. And tonight they look to get back to 500 and break even. So for Neville, they got to come out and play a game at a high level, because it's not St. Thomas More is going to execute at a high level. They want to fight, crawl, and stretch to get back to the identity that St. Thomas More is always used to, and that's winning football games. So I expect an electric and exciting matchup. Back to you, Jeff.
Yeah, it's certainly an electric atmosphere on a perfect night for football. There's Mike Collins in his second season as the head coach for Neville, his 43rd season in the game of football. He was on LSU staff in 2003 when they won a national championship. He was the linebackers coach at LSU in 2004. He's a graduate of Ruston High School. And then another veteran coach, a Hall of Fame coach in Jim Hightower, second winningest coach in Louisiana high school football history, member of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and the LHSAA Hall of Fame. He has led St. Thomas More to 5 state championships from 2016 to 2023. He's going for win number 380 tonight here at St. Thomas More. St. Thomas More won the toss. They defer to the second half, so we'll see Neville's offense first. As I mentioned, perfect weather for football. That cold front that moved through yesterday. Oh, it feels good out here tonight. 78 degrees as you look at Tyler Dills. He will kick it off. Good return men for Neville, KJ Jones, Noah Newbill. Get ready, get relaxed as we are ready for a good high school football game, and that ball sails into the end zone, so we will see Neville. And the offense for the Tigers first, they're averaging 26 points a game. Turnovers have been a bit of a problem here. Parker Robinson, the starting quarterback, he's completed 62% of his passes for 547 yards. A lot of injuries for Neville. We talked about it on the offensive line. Plus, Robinson was hurt as well. He actually had to come off the bench in that Calvary Baptist game a couple weeks ago and rescue Neville from a loss there in that game.
And Robinson's a guy that he protects the football, and he knows where to go with it. He gets him in and out of the offense very smoothly, and the coaches trust his judgment in terms of where to go with the football.
Well, they're going to go on the ground, and nothing happening. Neville's defense shutting it down, and they hope to make it a long night. Connor McAtee making the tackle for the Cougars. Let's take a look at your starting lineups. First of all, for Neville, and our starting lineups brought to you by Butcher Air Conditioning, Blackston, Sledge, Young, Desi Bird, Mason Hart out there as well. The offensive line, Van Martinez is the ULM commitment, Ochoa, Vincent Corley, and Bennett McNabb.
They like the center on this offensive line. The coaches think that he's the guy that really gets them going, gets them in the right, gets that offensive line in the right frame of mind.
Ball on the ground. Looks like the Cougars have it. An early turnover. I mentioned it. Turnovers have been a problem for Neville. Austin Pellerin comes away with the fumble recovery. St. Thomas More is going to have excellent field position. That is 7 turnovers early on in this season for Neville, as it's Blackston who coughs the football up.
Well, Blackston doesn't normally fumble, and he didn't get a really hard lick, but he just flung the ball out a little bit too much and turned it over. And now you put your defense in a tough spot because they're on the 22-yard line.
Second fumble of the season for Blackston. And now let's take a look at Cole Bergeron. He's the Virginia Tech commitment. Last week, 5 touchdown passes, 3 of them in the fourth quarter in that win over Acadiana, as he's thrown for nearly 800 yards. 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He'll go to the air, tight coverage, and he misses Christian Bro. And great defense applied there for the Neville Tigers, as the guy for Neville that was there defensively was Kingston Obi. Bergeron, a lot more composed this year. Second year as a starter. He's a little faster as well. He's rushed for nearly 100 yards. Speaking of rushing, this guy's really good too. Carter Malawson, though, only picks up a couple of yards. Malawson, 200 yards rushing. There you take a look at the offense for St. Thomas More. Starting lineups again brought to you by Butcher Air Conditioning. You have Brown, Shivers, Hebert, Ritz, Mason, William Hawkins, the tight end. Quaiser is a really good player. Aiken Bond, Christian Bro. They're really excited about Kyle Giat as well. On third down, they throw the ball, and it is incomplete. And a guy that is starting that I was told might not play tonight is Miles Sherrill. So they do have their starting center in there, number 78. We did not have him on the starting lineup because we did not know if he was going to play. But Sherrill is out there. 4th down and 8 now coming up for St. Thomas More. And Bergeron to the air. The pass is complete. That should be enough for a first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Taken down to the turf by Kingston Osby.
Well, you see what St. Thomas More is going to do early. They're going to take a chance on 4th down, and they want to put the ball in the end zone, Jeff. They don't want to settle for field goals.
Christian Bro is really good. as St. Thomas More is inside the Raising Cane's red zone to the corner in the end zone, and that is incomplete. Let's take a look at Neville's defense. Malik Grayson, Jordan Fobbs-White, Keontae Harris, Jalen Watkins. This is a very good defensive line. The linebackers, Jacoby Collins, Dante Matthews, Denham Nelson, and Greg Smith. Young cornerbacks, but Jaden Reed, Max Carter, and Julian Burns, all those guys are terrific players. Burns heading to North Carolina. Jaden Reed plans on playing over at UL Lafayette. Bergeron on second and goal. He loses the snap, ball on the ground. It's going to be a big loss for St. Thomas More, all the way back to the 22-yard line.
Well, that's just a mix-up. It looked like the ball hit the man in motion coming across. He may have snapped it just a little bit too early. Let's see, you got a man in motion, and I think it just hit him on the head.
Hits Mawson in the head. And again, as I mentioned, the center for St. Thomas More, Miles Sherrill, Coach Hightower said that he was not expecting him to play, so you wonder how much he practiced this week. Third and goal over the middle, knocked away. There's that outstanding defense. Juju Burns there for Neville. This kid is terrific for the Tigers. Second-year starter, all-district player, committed to North Carolina, ranked as the 23rd best player in the state of Louisiana.
Well, you watch him play. I mean, he's got great length. He can cover the whole field, and does a good job of just riding the receiver down the field and getting his hand in there.
40-yard field goal try for Dills. He's made one field goal on the season. That was from 34 yards out. Straight away here for St. Thomas More on the field goal try, and it's got plenty of distance, that's for sure. But
no good.
They miss it, and the Neville Tigers come up with a big defensive stand after the early turnover, and they can't come away with any points. We'll take a break. Game time here on YurView.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Note score early on, Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, Derry Beckwith down on the sidelines. Neville Tigers got the ball back here after the early turnover. This is the fifth meeting between these two teams. Neville won last year 30-7. They also played in 2022. Here's a pass out, swing out to the near side. This is a freshman, DeAndre Chenette. And the 5'8" freshman picks up about 8 yards. Let's take a look at your starting lineup for St. Thomas More. Never able to get to it last time as they run another play off the left side. And the carry there was Blackston, and they pick up the first down. Again, back to our Butcher Air Conditioning starting lineups. Dartez, McAtee, and Pellerin and Voorhees. Defensive line is certainly the strength of this STM defense, along with Pugh is a linebacker playing because of an injury to Ian Holman. Then you got Tristan Clark, Sawyer Roberts, Landon Bienview, Landon Orty has been out. He's a junior who played a lot last year, and then Babineau, John David, and so you'll see that as far as the defense for St. Thomas More. That's allowing 33 points a game, but again, played some really good competition going up against Acadiana, Karen Crow, and Catholic High of Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Parker Robinson's going to, he missed that when he had a man wide open downfield. Sinet was open on a rail route. He just missed him.
Back to the ground, making a nice move in the backfield to pick up a few yards off the right side. That's Jarvis Blackston. And so now it's third down. Neville has completed 37% of their chances on third down. 3 starters returned on that offensive line for Neville. Let's see if they can give Parker Robinson some time here. Robinson checks to the sidelines. Robinson only threw for 171 yards last week. He steps up in the pocket. He's got room for the first down and more. Slides down at the 48-yard line. He's bigger this season, 15 pounds heavier. He's got the arm talent. He throws the ball extremely well, more experience. And he is certainly starting to get some buzz on the recruiting trail. Only a sophomore.
Yeah, one of the things that coaches like about him, Jeff, is his decision-making. They think that he takes care of the ball. He didn't put it at risk a whole lot.
Check that out, junior Parker Robinson. A pickup of 3 yards there for Neville as they stay to the ground here. Again, no Jamarian Roberson. Roberson, 142 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns this season. So Jarvis Blackston will be the main guy. Last week, 11 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown. He's been a surprise, and he's got some good power. But I know they would love to have Roberson out there as well. Pass is going to be complete to Zealand Young. Young had a couple touchdown catches in the win over Calvary Baptist. That was a 38-14 victory. He's a second-year starter, the only receiver on this Neville team that has experience from a year ago. His game has really skyrocketed. Was a basketball player, but now playing full-time football, and he's starting to get some offers. Hit in the line of scrimmage and taken down immediately. There's Connor McAtee once again. Mentioned it already, Greg, the St. Thomas More defensive line. That's the strength of this defense.
Yeah, Connor McAtee is one of the guys that leads the defense. And what they do well is they run to the football. If you notice, they'll hustle to the ball. There'll be 3 to 4 people around every tackle.
McAtee, a 3-year starter, super strong, one of the strongest players on the team, 5'10", 275 pounds. He's a disruptor. Pass over the middle, that's complete. That's Zealand Young. Young dragging a defender inside the 10 to the 5, all the way down to the 1-yard line. Big play by the big body wide receiver in Zealand Young.
Zealand Young, just a quick slant route. He got man-to-man coverage. Once he got inside the defensive back, there was nobody there, no free safety help, and a good throw put it right on him. First and goal at the 1.
We have a whistle and we have a timeout. 7:04 to go in the first quarter. Neville wants to make sure everybody is on the same page here, but that was a nice play between Robinson to Zealand Young and Derry Beckwith. Zealand Young, 6'3", 195-pound junior, an impressive-looking prospect.
Okay. Zealand Young is extremely impressive at that wide receiver position. He has great length and outstanding hands. And right now, they probably need to go to zone coverage if I'm St. Thomas More, because Gardner got one-on-one. Right now, it's giving them a problem. And also, this up-tempo offense that Neville and Coach Nussmeier is running as the offensive coordinator is doing an outstanding job. And they have the St. Thomas More defense on their heels.
Well, there you talk about the defense being on their heels. This is the 10th play of this drive. And so the defense has been out there for a while.
Yeah, they certainly have.
And Neville's taking advantage of the field position. Now they're right at that 2-yard line, ready to score this thing.
First and goal at the 1-yard line here for the Neville Tigers. Low snap, and that's not going to help at all. Really ruined the timing of that play.
Yeah,
a lot of Cougars were able to get into the backfield, led by Vito Labu.
It's just they want to run just a quick trap play. It was there for just a moment, but the fumble, the bad snap, threw the timing off, and St. Thomas More was able to recover.
Second and goal at the 2. Again, and they're still not going to get in. Great defense, Walker Pugh there.
Again, the bad snap. They had a low snap, threw the timing off, gave the defense a chance to recover.
Is there a flag? There's a flag. There was some pushing and shoving way away from the football. And we'll see what happens here. When I caught it, Leland Young, the wide receiver for Neville, you're going to maybe see it here. Look at this.
Yeah, he threw a punch, looks like. They called it on both teams, offsetting penalties.
Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike on the Cougars setting. Replay 3rd and goal for the Neville Tigers.
So they'll replay it here on 3rd and goal at the 3.
This would be a big defensive stop if you're St. Thomas More, if you can keep this Neville offense out of the end zone.
We've already seen St. Thomas More fail to score once they got inside the Raising Cane's red zone. Let's see what happens here with Neville on 3rd and goal at the 3. Again, they try to run it back, bouncing it out to the outside, and he's not going to get there, and he lost the ball again. Blackston fumbles it at the goal line.
I think they're going to call him down. I think he's going to say he was down. They're going to call him down at the spot. It'll be Neville football, but it'll be about the 1 yard line.
Henry Shashery is saying, hey, I got the football, but we'll look at it again. He gets upended here, does Blackston. And, it was close, but ground caused it. So 4th and goal at the 1. They've tried to run it 3 times. What will they do here?
I think if you're here, you've got to put the quarterback on the move a little bit. Let him have the football.
Well, the hydration timeout, I think, comes at a good time here for Neville.
Yeah.
So they can figure out something. Fun game so far. 6 minutes into this one from Lafayette. More coming up on Game Time here on YurView.
Brought to you by Exploration Land Services.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
4th and goal here for the Neville Tigers. Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, Derry Beckwith. No score, big play in the game here. Robinson with Blackston on his left hip.
I think you got to put Robinson on the move. Put the ball in his hand.
Blackston bounces off the tackle.
Did
he get in? And he did.
They said he got
Touchdown.
in. Looked like he was a little short to me, but they gave it to him.
Second effort there by Jarvis Blackston, and he scores his 3rd touchdown of the season. It looked like he was going to get stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
That's a tough run by Blackston. Jarvis Blackston does a good job. Watch the lick he takes right here. I mean, he gets hit right there and runs right through him, and he falls in the end zone.
That's a tough break right there to make the play.
But you had 3 defenders right there, and you couldn't keep him out.
Landon Bienview was right there to make the tackle, could not do it, and Neville takes the lead. That was the 13th play of that drive. The extra point will be good. And a very good response there by Neville after fumbling the ball on the second play from scrimmage. Neville's defense makes a play for St. Thomas More, and then a long drive of 13 plays, 80 yards, gets Neville on the scoreboard. Let's send it down to the field. Derry Beckwith, what did you think about that call there on 4th down? They went to Blackston 4 straight times, and they finally punched it in, Derry.
I love it because that gives Jarvis Blackston a lot of confidence. He fumbled the football on the first drive and almost fumbled again on the second drive, but the ability to go to him 4 straight times lets me know they have a lot of confidence in this kid, and that's going to give him confidence throughout the football game to run the football even harder. So I love the call. I love the character of this kid, able to fight and get to the end zone.
Again, they're missing the Jamarian Roberson. He is not out there. As you look at, we watch it again. Let's take a look at this pass. This is what set it up, Greg, the big pass to Zealand Young.
Zealand Young, a big wide receiver, as you mentioned, can run really well. Got inside of a defensive back, beat the one-on-one coverage, got him down there, and then after a tough 3 downs, Neville comes up with on the last play, and they're able to get it in the end zone. That's a big play for this Neville offense, give them a lot of confidence on 4th down.
Rivers Sorrell, and it's going to be at the 1 yard line here for STM. And nothing happening for the return man. Blazer gets stopped at the 11.
Jeff, I want to see the adjustments that Neville makes defensively now. They've got him backed up on the 10-yard line. You don't want to let him out. If they can hold him and get him to punt the ball back, put that offense back out there again, that'd be a big turn in the game.
Jared Queiser at Had a 72-yard run against Catholic High a couple of weeks ago, so he's got some wheels, but Neville got down there on the kickoff coverage. Cole Bergeron now from the 12-yard line. They send Melanson in motion out of the backfield, a swing pass through his hands. Well, when you go back to week 1 for St. Thomas More, they lost to Karen Curl 30-27, and one of the things that just didn't go very well in that game, they didn't catch the ball well and they didn't tackle well. They missed a tackle there on 4th and goal, and now they just dropped the pass. For Coach Jim Hightower, 483 career wins for Coach Hightower. Another drop pass. That time that was Kyle Giat, who has 8 catches on the season, and all of a sudden STM is facing 3rd down and 10.
Well, I'll tell you, Bergeron's right on target with the football. His receivers are just not helping him out here. They got to catch the football. This is a big 3rd down play for the defense. If you can hold them here and get the ball back.
Defensively, Neville is allowing opponents to convert on 3rd down only 23% of the time.
And the thing that Neville does on the defensive side is they like to run to the football. And talking to the St. Thomas More coaches, that stood out to them. They like to
bad
get
snap into the end zone. Bergeron is just going to throw it out of there. And let's see what the call is. It's going to be a safety.
I think he stepped out of the back of the end zone.
Wow.
Referee indicates safety.
9-0 lead there, and boy, the snaps tonight for both of these teams, a little adventurous.
5:37 remaining.
Yeah, I think he might have stepped out of the back of the end zone before he threw the football.
I was thinking he would just run out of the back of the end zone. He tried to get rid of it, and a hush has come across this crowd here. Look at this.
Just a bad snap.
Horrible snap. And then he tries to.
Yeah, he stepped on the end line.
Well,
tried to make the best of it, but he stepped out.
Hey, Derry, you're in the back of the end zone. Derry Beckwith, what's the deal with the snaps here tonight?
I think they're confusing the center a lot. For a high school defense and for Coach Mike Collins, they have a lot of different fronts. And I think they're confusing his offense. I'm noticing on the first two downs, they're going to a 3-3-5 defense. But when it's 3rd and long, sometimes guys, they have 2 down linemen or 1 down lineman and dropping by everybody in coverage. So they're confusing the center. So I don't think he knows who's to block. And sometimes if you don't know who to block, you really can't get the snap. So that's why he's probably having a hard time with the snap tonight.
One of the things they did, Derry, on that last play, the last series, is they went to dime package and they walked that extra defensive back up on the line of scrimmage. And I think that's what threw off the lineman in terms of who to block.
So they have it teed up at the 20. River Sorrell again here.
Neville should get really good field position out of this thing.
Well, they can't handle the kickoff. The ball's been on the ground quite a bit here, and now busting through there and nearly breaking one. Is that? I believe that's KJ Jones. I know they have him down at number 22 on the roster, but I think that's Caden Jones.
Sure.
They're bringing 1st and 10.
He's listed as 22 on the Neville roster, but when I was watching video, Caden Jones, he returned a punt for a touchdown against Evangel, and that's what he looked like. And he was wearing number 3. All right, 1st down and 10 at the 50-yard line. Robinson will give it to Blackston, and Blackston running with a little bit more authority. It's either you or Derry that said getting into the end zone on 4th and goal would give that young man some confidence, and he ran with a little more authority on that carry.
And watch him cover up the football with both hands before he makes contact. Because you remember in that first series, he lost a fumble.
This time he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage. He's going to be a yard short. As St. Thomas More did a nice job crashing in on him. Tristan Clark, along with Walker Pugh, who's played very well, had a very nice game against Acadiana. He's a sophomore again, in for the injured Ian Holman. 3rd down and 1 here for Neville. And that ball's through the fingers of Robinson, and he has to fall on it. What is going on out here? This week 4. This should be nothing. The snap should be just secondary at this point.
I think Robinson took his eye off the ball. Watch his head. You see his head? I think he took his eye off the ball.
It's a little bit of a high snap, and what was 3rd and 1 is now 4th and 11, and Neville's going to bring the punt team out there. You'd think you'd be watching a spring game with all these snaps being.
I just think they're just, everything's speeding up on them. They're just trying to do things a little too fast.
Bryant Elveria on the punt, and it takes a St. Thomas More bounce and roll. And with 4:05 to go in the first quarter, St. Thomas More has the ball back, down by 9 on game time.
4:05 remaining in this first period.
Feeding your family like ours since 1976. OSPT, Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, helping you move freely, live fully. Elevation Station, a place for non-stop action and family fun. And by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Also want to thank Butcher Air Conditioning. Butcher Air Conditioning, comfort specialist in HVAC, insulation, and generators, keeping South Louisiana comfortable for over 75 years. The ball on the ground again. Bergeron misses his man. Boy, he was open. I think everybody just needs to take a deep breath, relax. Let's look at this last play again.
Well, you're not going to have a guy much more open than this. Now watch Bergeron. He's just moving and
flat out dropped.
Yeah, I mean, and he's got a receiver that's just wide open. He just missed him.
So 2nd down and 10. As you look at Coach Jim Hightower, he's wondering, let's go, guys. Tighten it up. Carter Melanson's got a couple blockers in front of him. But a good job by Neville's defense. Bring him down after a gain of about 4 or 5. Coming in, making a hit there for Neville. Jalen Watkins, big defensive end.
Well, you look at a guy like Coach Hightower, all of his experience. When things are going bad and you can't seem to handle a football, he goes right to his basic, run the ball.
Yep. 3rd down and 7, and nearly intercepted. Juju Burns nearly picked that one off as they were trying to get the football to A.J. Rance, and it's a quick 3-and-out for STM's offense.
Watch Juju break on this ball, break right underneath the receiver. That's a good defensive play. I mean, he was inside shoulder and broke right underneath it. Should have picked it off. He's going to watch the film on that one. Sorry he missed it.
So on 4th down, punt team on for St. Thomas More. Caden Jones back to receive. Christian Bro handles the punting. He's averaging 34 yards a punt, and they nearly got it. And did that ball hit a Neville player? St. Thomas More says it did. Let's wait for an official call from the referee.
I don't think the officials can tell. They're looking for some help to see if anybody saw it. I think they're going to say
they're all going to get together and talk about it, or at least half of them will.
Let's see if it hit him.
Looked like it hit off the leg of Greg Smith.
They're going to say it hit him.
STM's football, 2nd turnover of the night. Tough break there.
They changed it.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, little.
Said it didn't hit him. They changed it. Give it back to him.
Well, for whatever reason, the mic. Let's look at it again. Yeah, it certainly hit him.
It hit him.
Well, Jim Hightower listening to this explanation, I don't think he's going to buy it.
I think he's going to challenge
it. He wishes he probably could. Well, watch it again.
They're just a little short up.
Correction, 1st down.
So did it hit off of an STM player first? Did it hit off of David or Drew Vurey's face mask? And then if that's the case,
it's
then
a dead ball.
Dead ball. All right. It's Neville's football at the 45. They're already up 9-0.
And Neville has not had problems moving the football. When they got down close, they had some issues on the last series, but it's been self-inflicted mostly.
Robinson zips it over the middle, and that's complete to Young. That's enough for a 1st down. Needed to get to the 45. That's exactly where. So you'll see it. Looks like Vurey's, it's going to come right off his jersey, and so when that happens, it's a dead ball.
And they did all that without instant replay.
Going deep to Young. He's got to step on the receiver or the defender, and he dropped it. Boy, he had beat John David.
I tell you, if I'm John David, I'm going to go over to the defensive coordinator and say, get us out of this man coverage here. Because you watch him, he's got no help on the inside. There's no safety. And he's just lucky that the ball was just a little overthrown.
Yeah. Or he took a little bit of a bad angle to the football. 2nd down and 10. Robinson showing off that strong arm. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Neville trying to go to 3-1. St. Thomas More trying to avoid a 1-3 start. They rush 4. Robinson stands in there, and he's just playing pitch and catch here to Zealand Young. Until somebody can come out and defend this guy, they're just going to keep going to him.
Yeah, they're going to have to move that safety over the top and give the defensive back some help. He's short of the first down, but again, it's going to be a 3rd down and about 4.
So 3rd and 4, probably 4-down territory as well here for Neville. Robinson just has to throw it away. Oh, wow. And now there's going to be a 15-yard penalty on Young. Yeah, Young just shoved the St. Thomas More defender through the sidelines, basically. And that's the 2nd time he's been hit with one of those. That was Owen Giglio who was defending him. Well, he's got to control his emotions. Because what was going to be 4th down and 3 now could be 4th down, and you're going to have to punt 4th down and 18.
This is interesting. If you're St. Thomas More, what do? Do you back them up and make them go for it to give another 3rd down?
That's a dead ball.
If it's a dead ball foul.
Yeah, that's a dead ball.
Dead ball.
Left of your screen, look at this. Young, they say play to the whistle, but not after the whistle, and then not through the sidelines. My goodness.
Well, what's surprising is why was he blocking?
Well, I think he thought Robinson was going to run the football, and this is the 2nd time that Neville was looking at 3rd and short, can't convert, and all of a sudden it went to 4th and long, and they got a punt. They've missed a couple opportunities here.
Back deep for the Cougars. Number 20, Gerald Crosby. Back to punt for the Tigers.
Brian Alvaria drops the snap, and that was nearly blocked. Weird punt off his foot, but it's going to work out nicely for Neville and down at the 25. Is it Halloween or Friday the 13th or something? Really, really strange game so far. 2:21 to go in the first quarter. Next week we'll be on the Bayou, Greg. Vanderbilt Catholic taking on Lutcher. Should be a lot of fun. Get to see Lutcher's freshman quarterback. Big ball game next week. Looking forward to heading down to Homa. And again, this is our Raising Cane's Box Combo Game of the Week preview. Raising Cane's Box Combo Game of the Week preview. Fill your game day the Canes way.
It's a strange defensive lineup. You look at Neville, they got 5 defensive backs in the game.
1st down and 10. Bergeron, and that one is intercepted. Picked off by Caden Jones, and he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, you said Bergeron that time he misread it. He thought the man had single coverage, but he did not. Watch the line. So he tries to look off the safety, but the safety's not there. He didn't see that other corner sitting out there. He got double coverage.
Yep.
He threw right into it.
Bergeron throws his 5th pick of the season, and now Neville is in outstanding position here. Already up 9-0 and looking for more.
10 for the Tigers. 14-yard line.
I think if I'm Neville, I'm going to come out and run this football. I mean, we've been struggling with passing the football and bad snaps. Let's just run this thing and see what we can get.
Another Raising Cane's red zone appearance here for Neville. Raising Cane's Fuel Your Game Day the Canes way. From the 14-yard line for Robinson. Blackston will get the football off the right side. He'll get 5, maybe even 6. Two wide receivers coming to the near side. Jeanette and Bird, and another bad snap. And this is going to be a huge loss. Blackston, they lose 16 yards on that play. I don't know what's going on, Greg.
I don't know. You just got to move the quarterback under center or something. I mean, all of a sudden, these guys can't snap the football.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, that was way over the head.
Yeah, that's amazing. They took the center out. Now they got to get somebody new in there.
Well, again, the consistency and injuries on the offensive line. 3rd and long. Robinson. He'll try to run it, and he's going to get spun down to the ground. Looked like he had an opportunity to run the football, but reaching out and grabbing him, Hayden Hernard said, "You're not going anywhere, Mr. Robinson."
Yeah, I think Robinson waited probably just a little bit too late to take off with the ball. This is a 4th down and 20, and they're going to go for it.
Oh, man. Yeah, they got to get all the way to the 5. They're at the 24. Let's see if Robinson can make a play. Robinson throwing to Young, incomplete. He was double teamed that time. They gave him a little help, the defender, and another missed opportunity there for Neville. That's 3 drives now they've had in St. Thomas More territory, the last 3 that they haven't been able to put any points on the board.
Yeah, I think that time Neville was expecting a man coverage to the outside, and St. Thomas More finally pulled a safety over the top, had him double covered. There was really no place for him to go with the football. Both these teams have made a lot of mistakes in this first quarter.
Amazing. 1st down and 10 at the 24. St. Thomas More's got to be. And another mishandled snap. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
I've not seen anything at all. I tell you what, if I'm St. Thomas More, I don't run another play. I let this quarter in. Get out of this quarter at least. Just let the clock run. Get out of this quarter, and hopefully you can get away from this jinx that's got you.
Yeah. And that will be the final play of what was a very interesting, mistake-filled first quarter, and Neville leads at 9-0. I don't know if either team should feel good about what. I know St. Thomas More doesn't. They're down by 9. Neville probably doesn't feel that good.
Neville just probably says, "Hey, we're up 9 points."
Yeah, but could be up a lot more. We'll be back after this here on Game Time.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Begin the second quarter. Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, Derry Beckwith. 2nd down and long after another mishandled snap. And there's another bad snap. And finally collecting it is Bergeron back at the 2. Let's send it down to the field and Derry Beckwith. Derry, what the heck is going on out there?
Guys, I'm flabbergasted. I have never seen nothing like this in my 20 years of playing football, watching football, acting like I know what I know about football. Something's going on with these snaps, and both teams have to get it corrected because it is muddying up the football game and it's keeping these offenses from executing.
Derek, check those footballs. They might have rubbed them down with some slick grease or something. I mean, it's incredible.
Maybe Tom Brady came.
3rd and long. I knew there was going to be a Tom Brady joke somewhere in there. They just try to run the football and give him a little bit of space and got it out to the 11-yard line. But the punt team coming on as both teams just continue to misfire on the snaps. That was Owen Bailey who had a chance to run the football there.
And, you know, the last punt, Neville almost blocked it.
Yeah, you're right. Christian Bro will handle the punt from the 10-yard line. Neville's got 10 guys at the line here. It one-hops Bro, who does a nice job to handle it. And takes a nice St. Thomas More bounce and roll. Nearly hit a Neville player again. And downed at the 45-yard line.
St. Thomas More got a break there.
Well, if you're Neville, you got to figure out how to score here again, because you can't just allow St. Thomas More to hang around while they continue to have their issues. I mean, Neville, it's not a stretch to say that they should be up by like 3 scores at this point.
Well, you know that Bergeron's he's going to find an answer sooner or later.
Yep.
So you've got to take control of it.
Young, the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen on 1st down and 10. Mason Hart is your tight end. He's got a couple of catches on the season, a junior. He's lined up on the right side of the formation. And a run right up the middle.
He almost dropped the ball.
Blackston, they're trying to strip it out of there. St. Thomas More, one player saying that it was their football, but a referee on the other side said he was down. A gain of 6 there for Blackston. He's already fumbled once in this game and nearly fumbled a second time.
Yeah, they're telling him to cover that ball with 2 hands. Don't let it. You can't afford a turnover right now. They've been playing right in midfield. They need to get something going. Right.
Pass over the middle off the hands of the receiver, Jeanette. And it's now 3rd down and 4. It was there.
Well, I tell you, this Neville team is doing a really good job of calling plays, because the minute they see that man-to-man coverage, they're running that slant route, and it's open every time.
Yeah. Right now, St. Thomas More's defensive secondary struggling with this really good group of wide receivers. Not a lot of experience, but they're really talented. 3rd and 4. They throw, and it's complete. 1st down to the 39-yard line as Zealand Young found a spot in the defense. Landon Orty and a couple of other Cougars made the tackle. 1st down and 10 inside the 40.
Yeah, he just came back to a little short route, just enough to pick up the 1st down. If I'm St. Thomas More, you've got to get out of that defense, because sooner or later Neville's going to hit one of those passes.
And now they bring in a new running back, does Neville. And that's Trey Caston, a junior, 5'8", 170 pounds. A little bit more of a shifty water bug kind of guy out there. Got 9 yards off the helmet of Robinson, and he handles it. I mean, that was a good snap. It just hit him went right through his hands, and it's now 3rd down and 3.
It's almost like he was not ready for the snap. Yeah, I mean, just goes right through his hands.
Right through his hands.
He was lucky to get that one back.
It should be second nature at this point. End of September, the snap to the quarterback has been adventurous, to say the least. Robinson heaves one downfield, single coverage, touchdown, Neville! Zealand Young. They don't have an answer for this guy.
No,
I don't know if any teams do.
Well, I mean, you certainly have to double him. You've got to give that corner some help, because as big as he is, one-on-one is just no match.
Might be a little bit of a coming out party for this Zealand Young cat. 10 catches, 188 yards. That's his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. The other 2 came against Calvary Baptist, but a guy that big who can run and has got good hands. Now he's committed a couple of 15-yard penalties tonight, but look at that kick right into your living room. And this is going to be our Guidry's Catfish catch of the game. On 3rd down, Robinson dials up the deep ball.
And just, a good job of tracking the football by the receiver. I mean, you watch him here, and then he goes up and gets it with his hands before the defender can get there.
Guidry's Catfish catching the game. Guidry's Catfish feeding your family like ours since 1976. Henry Sashery had no chance there. And Mike Collins trying to lead Neville to their first state championship since 2015. The Tigers have won 12 state championships, but Mike Collins certainly a coaching lifer, right? I mean, 13-3, second season as the head coach here at Neville. He's previously also been an acting head coach at other areas as well, ULM. He's been at Sam Houston State. He was at McNeese for a while. Long time there. He's coached at Northwestern State.
You talk about Neville when last time they won it in 2016, and that they won it back to back. They won it 15 and 16 that year, and then they haven't been back in the playoffs at all.
Yeah, not to the championship.
Not to the championship anyway. I mean,
looked like last year was going to be the year. Lost a tough game to Central in the semifinals. A blocked field goal that was returned for a touchdown, and David Semino's team escaped Monroe, beating Neville for a second consecutive season, and then Central went on to win the state championship, the first in school history. Mishandled kickoff. Ball has been on this turf all night long, and Kyle Giat could not really get much of a return there. And St. Thomas More, the good news is they're still only down 2 scores. The bad news is they have not played very well at all tonight. You wonder how they're going to slow down this passing game for Neville, and Cole Bergeron's going to have to get it cooking again, much like he did last week when St. Thomas More found itself down 35-17 with 9 minutes to go, and he ended up throwing 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. So you know STM can put points on the board. There's going to be an illegal procedure penalty. 5 yards going to back up the Cougars.
Bergeron and St. Thomas More, they're going to have to throw the ball exclusively. I know you're just getting into the second quarter, but you got to throw the football, get yourself back in this ball game, and get your offense in some kind of a rhythm. They're just kind of stuck in a slump right now. They can't do anything right.
Well, I see they got a new center out there. Alex Hebert is now the center. So let's see if that helps the situation.
This is going to be against all sides of the defense now. The defender lined up in the neutral zone. So you get the 5 yards back.
Referee indicates offsides. All the time.
So right back where we started. From the 11-yard line. Shovel pass. Oh boy, big time hit. Melanson, not the biggest guy out there, and he got taken down to the turf very, very hard there.
The problem is he didn't see the guy coming. He got hit from the backside. You watch it here, he'll take a little shovel pass and never sees the hit coming.
Wow, look out. Keontae Harris, a 270-pound defensive tackle. Now they run it with Melanson. Melanson gets only a couple yards. Melanson, pound for pound, one of the strongest players on the team. He's third on the team in every lift. Plays with the heart of a lion, says Jim Hightower.
He's also a guy that gets involved in that passing game a little bit. I like to throw to him out of the backfield, so he's a very versatile football player for him.
STM needs a first down in the worst way, down 16-0.
And Neville's on the verge of blowing this thing open. If
they are.
If they can hold them right here and get the football back and score before halftime.
Let's see if Neville brings some pressure. They're showing it, and they are. And getting out of there is Bergeron, and Bergeron's going to pick up the first down. Headsy play there by Bergeron. Saw the blitz coming, and he got the heck out of the pocket in a hurry.
We're going to have a personal foul. I think after the whistle blew. It's a good job by Bergeron, just finding the opening and picking up the first down. But I think you're going to get a unsportsmanlike or some kind of a foul against the defense here.
Max Carter made the tackle.
Referee indicates dead ball foul on sportsmanlike conduct on the Tigers.
Unsportsmanlike for him, 15 yards. That's a big break for St. Thomas More.
15 yards from the end of the run.
Couldn't exactly tell what was going on there. Looks like he was talking to the officials and he wasn't saying hello.
First and 10 at the 39. Breathing room here for St. Thomas More, and maybe a little bit of mojo for them here.
Yeah. Well, they weren't talking about the post-game meal. Like
no, or the bad snaps in this game, do you think?
No.
Timeout going to be called here, I think. What do we got now? Or is just at least Jim Hightower looking for an explanation?
I think he's trying to figure out where the 15 yards, where the penalty comes from, where it started from.
Jim Hightower also led Catholic High Point Capee to a state championship in '78. He also led the baseball team to a state championship in '86. He actually graduated from South Pasadena High School out in California. Went on to play football and baseball at the University of Cal Davis, and eventually would get his undergraduate degree from the University of Cal Davis and a master's degree from LSU. First down and 10 at the 39. Bergeron rolling to the near side. Misses his receiver. That's the second time that Bro has been open and they've just missed him. Let's send it down to Terry Beckwith.
Jeff, you mentioned earlier that St. Thomas More has a new center by the name of Alex Hebert. The last time that Neville was on offense, the center was doing so many snaps, I thought his arm was going to fall off. And he had guys telling him if he was going to the left or going to the right. So they're trying to pinpoint and make sure that the snap is getting back there accurately. So right now, so far so good this drive. So let's see if the practice paid off.
Bergeron only gets a yard there again. Neville's defense busting through there. In on the stop, Dylan Hawkins, 5'9", 280-pounder, along with Keontae Harris. You look at him, there's Jalen Watkins. I really like the size of this defensive line. Of course, Neville's always had a big D-line. Third and long, incomplete.
I think Bergeron just threw that one away.
Yep, he threw it to his offensive coordinator, Shane Savoie, who's got to be pretty frustrated with how this game has gone so far for St. Thomas More with all the bad snaps, and they just have not been able to get into a rhythm at all. And Christian Bro will punt it away. Caden Jones standing back at his 31-yard line.
Well, they got the snap right.
Bro, good punt. And this is going to work out really nicely for St. Thomas More. It's going to be down all the way at the 8-yard line. Now it's up to STM's defense to get a stand and try to get the ball back for the offense in good field position.
Well, we'll see if St. Thomas More's defense has figured out how to stop 13 Zealand Young.
Yeah.
Young already, six catches, 113 yards.
That's amazing. He's been pretty impressive.
They still line up man to man on him, and every time they do that, he's just hurting him. You got to get him some help over there. Looks like they're going to cheat the safety over the top here.
So on 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line, Blackston in the backfield with Robin. No, that's not Blackston. That's actually Trey Caston. Let's see, there's a whistle.
Flag on the play.
Well, back Neville up.
Referee indicates false start on the Tigers. Maybe half the distance of the goal. Replay, first down.
First down and 15 at the 3-yard line. Now more whistles. Not sure what.
Well, they had the sideline folks on the sidelines were getting too close to the field. They just pushed them back.
Big hole. Caston spinning off defenders, staying on his feet. All the way up to the 27-yard line for Trey Caston. A huge run there.
It looked like they caught the St. Thomas More by surprise. They ran a stunt and stunning themselves right out of it. But again, they weren't ready for a running play.
To the 27-yard line is Caston giving this Neville team a bit of a lift with Roberson out of the game because of an injury. Caston only had 3 carries coming into this game. Takes a big hit but keeps the legs going. Of course, Neville many years ago had a smallish running back by the name of Cavante Turpin who is still playing in the NFL. We'll be back after this. Neville up by 16 on Game Time.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Back at St. Thomas More High School, Neville leading the Cougars 16-0. Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser. Neville has the football, 2nd down and 1. Parker Robinson and the Tigers from their own 35-yard line. Robinson got time to throw. Finds his man eventually. And that's going to be a 1st down as Caston makes the catch to the 42, 43-yard line.
Complete to Caston.
Up-tempo offense here for Neville. Blackston now the running back. Play action fake to him. Completion. Heading downfield, that's Desi Bird. Bird all the way to the 32, 33-yard line. There is a flag.
Robinson's pass complete to Bird. Flag and
we've seen a lot of our officials here tonight. The referee, by the way, Tommy Garrett.
Referee indicates personal foul.
Face mask against
on the Cougars.
St. Thomas More. That's going to add 15 to the end of the run.
15 yards from the end of the run.
Oh boy, STM, they need something here defensively. They've made it inside the Raising Cane's red zone. Caston bounces it to the outside. Good job by STM's defense. Walker Pugh in on another tackle. Also there defensively, Caden D'Artes, the 3-year starter who's a good speed rusher, a guy that plays the run very well as well. And it's 2nd down and 9. Raising Cane's red zone appearance. Raising Cane's, feel your game day the Cane's way. Big day of college football tomorrow. Lots of good games. Good day to get some Canes. Nothing happening there for Caston when he ran it for a yard. Big 3rd down coming up.
I think you're going to 2 downs to pick this 1st down up. I don't think you're going to settle for a field goal here, Jeff. I think Neville's believe they can move the football.
Jeanette will be the wide receiver to the near side. Looks like they got Young at the top.
And he's man-to-man over at the top.
Robinson looking in his direction. Instead, he went to his running back, and he threw it right through his hands. Caston couldn't catch that fastball. Too much cayenne pepper on it, and it's 4th down and 8, and Neville's going to bring the field goal team on.
Yeah. They're going to settle for the field goal. I thought they'd go for it on 4th down since they got down here. It's the way this game is going right now.
Rhett Parker handles the field goal duties. But, yep, that's who is out there. Brooks Yerger is the holder. This would be from 32 yards out and would give Neville a 19-0 lead. And that field goal is no good. We've seen 2 missed field goals in this game and another missed opportunity for Neville. They do lead at 16-0, but they should be up a lot more. This is Game Time on YurView.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't. And now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too. And when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
Neville's defense pitching a shutout so far. Greg, what are you seeing out of this Tigers defense that's making it a long night so far for Cole Bergeron and St. Thomas More?
I think when you look out there, look at how many people you have standing up on the defensive side. They got 5 defensive backs in there, which is taking the passing lanes away, and they're coming up making a tackle.
Well, Bro trying to make something happen here. He's going to finally get planted out of bounds. No flag. That was a pretty big hit, and then some talking going on afterwards. Everybody got to calm down.
I think the Neville guy gets blocked in the back right there, and they don't call it. That's what the Neville fans are upset about.
Yep, this call there. Jacoby Collins laid a big hit there to finish off that play. There's that shuffle pass again.
Yeah, a little shovel play, just trying to slow down that pass rush.
That's to Alex Manuel. His second catch of the season. Comes in for Carter Melancon. Moves the ball into Neville territory. The Cougars are on the move to the 46 of Neville.
Now you St. Thomas More offensively, you got something going. Now let's see if you can keep it going. No mistakes.
Bergeron lofts one, nearly intercepted. Contact, no call. Max Carter nearly had himself an interception.
And Bergeron's lucky that time because there was no reason for Max Carter not to pick that ball off. He threw it right to him. When you watch it, it's going to go right through his hands.
Oh, man. That's why he's a DB, Greg.
Yep, ball hit him in a bad spot.
3 wide receivers to the top of your screen on this 2nd down and 10 for STM. Bergeron finally just unleashes it as he throws it out of bounds. Juju Burns was right there. 3rd down and 10 is Bergeron.
You see, that play is an example of why I think that St. Thomas More is getting a little confused. He was expecting them to be man coverage and have some room to throw the football out there, but there were 3 defensive backs to that side of the field.
So 3rd and 10 at the 46. Maybe 4-down territory with ST down by 16. They run a draw play. Carter Melancon up to the 43 or so yard line. 4th down. Will be interesting to see what they do. Jacoby Collins on another tackle.
Yeah, the way Neville's been moving the football, I think you got to punt the ball and give yourself a chance here.
I think they're going for it.
Yeah, you're right.
4th down and 5. Just over 3 minutes to go before halftime.
Yeah, the only play that's been really working for him is that little shovel pass.
And wide open, and they missed him. Oh, there was a breakdown in the Neville secondary, and Blake Kaye was wide open, and Bergeron just flat out missed him, and they turn it over on downs.
Well, you watch this. I don't think you're ever going to see a guy this wide open. There's nobody, no defender near him.
Shane Savoie, the offensive coordinator for STM, he dialed up a great play. It just didn't work out. The execution just wasn't there. So Neville up by 16. STM will get the ball to begin the second half.
Yeah, well, they could be down by 23.
Yeah. It should really be at least a 3-score game, as much as Neville has been in STM territory tonight. Robinson to his left, and he nearly threw it away.
Almost threw an interception.
Landon Orty, the 6'2" junior, had his hands on it, second down and 10.
When you watch Landon Orty, watch number 1. Watch how he's going to play it. He's going to come into your screen from the right there. Perfect position.
Good defense on Desi Bird. So second down and 10 for Robinson. Robinson's completed 62% of his passes coming into this game.
Robinson's looking over to the sidelines, and they're all telling him one thing: find 13. Find number 13 and throw the ball to him.
Caston's in the backfield with them. Neville averaging 216 yards through the air this season. Robinson's, there he is, Young.
Yeah,
and Young steps out of bounds, maybe a yard shy of the first down. There's 2 defenders there for STM, but still not enough defense to keep the ball away from Young. So 3rd and 1, quickly up into the line of scrimmage. Caston gets it. Good job by that offensive line. Gave him enough of a room to get the first down. Connor McAtee got his hands around him to help bring Caston to the ground. First down for Neville at the 46 of STM. Robinson, time to throw. Double coverage, and nearly intercepted again by Orty. And now Young is down on the ground. Orty needs a few seconds to gather himself. But Orty struggling to get to his feet, and I don't think he's going to be able to get up.
Yeah, that looks like that's Young down. Took a bad fall right there. Wow, let's hope it. He's had quite a half. Zealand Young is down on the field.
So they take a look at him. Hopefully this is just one of those situations where the wind's knocked out of him. He's back on his feet, and good sign there that he'll most likely be able to return to this football game. But we've been talking a lot about this young man, and you know, Coach Collins says, I mean, just the arrow is certainly pointing up for him. He was a basketball player, got off to a slow start last year because of back issues, but he's really come along, and he's already got 5 or 6 offers. Sky's the limit for him. He's a good student too. So a lot of schools will be looking at Zealand Young, maybe even more after this game. Second out and 10 at the 46. Check to the sidelines, plenty of time on the play clock, 15 seconds here.
The quarterback's looking over and he's saying, well, you know, 13's not in. I can't, you know, he's not there.
Well, they set up a nice little screen, executed well, close to a first down. They get it to Desi Bird, who made the catch.
And Desi Bird picks up 8 yards on that catch. Good job. Put him in third down, certainly manageable. Third and about 2.
Coach Collins says, hey, he's a talented player too, talking about Desi Bird. Who will improve. Whistles before. Was there a timeout?
No, I think it's going to be a false start on the offense.
Referee indicates false start on the Tiger. Cougars rise up. It's a flyable start.
Yeah, even the Neville Tigers look like they got a new center into the football game. So both teams, Drew Rutledge is now in at center for Neville.
Drew Rutledge was the original guy that was supposed to have started the game, and they brought him back in.
Yeah. Third down and 7 here. Robinson, pass is complete, and that's enough for a first down. Good job by the freshman. Jeanette ran a nice route, and a good throw by Robinson.
But, you know, I think what you're going to see is that the Neville offensive people are getting a head start. They're throwing before the ball is snapped, and that's what St. Thomas More is complaining about.
Out to the flat. Caston with a head of steam. Caston gets taken down for 12-yard pickup. Landon Neville made the tackle, but Neville trying to get some points on the board here and expand that lead.
This is going to be another false start. That's what I'm talking about. The Neville guys are getting off pretty quickly, just about a half a count ahead of the ball. And that's what St. Thomas More has been complaining about, and now the officials are calling it.
So another false start penalty on Neville. Push him back 5 yards. But when Neville's executing, I don't know if STM really has an answer for them. Zealand Young, by the way, back out on the field. First down and 15. Good pressure that time. That's what they need to do. Ended up getting Robinson on the ground, in fact, as McAtee provided the pressure. Second down and 15.
Well, I think if you Neville, what they're offensively, when you start getting that kind of pressure coming from one side, you've got to really get the ball out a lot quicker. Give your quarterback a chance.
Caston in the game here with Robinson. He's getting a lot of play tonight. Robinson into some tight traffic, and it was nearly intercepted. Henry Sashery was right there. Third down and 15 here.
I'm not sure where he's throwing that football because you got too many defenders over in that area.
Tough chance to get the bird.
He's looking for 13. Where is he?
But instead, here comes the pressure. And a big-time sack. Nicely done there by Tristan Clark as he broke right through that Neville offensive line. And here's another Neville drive that is just going to sputter once it gets into STM territory.
This came on a linebacker blitz. Nobody picked him up.
Timeout STM. Let's bring in Derry Beckwith. Derry, former linebacker. You had to see that blitz there by Clark, and you probably a smile on your face after watching that.
I have an evil grin as watching him do that linebacker blitz. I saw it at pre-snap. He crept up in the A-gap. And one thing about blitzing, you have to do a great job of staying skinny and coming off that guard's hip when he came to the A-gap. He did a good job of that and also avoiding the block from the running back. So outstanding play by the junior inside linebacker, Clark, that time.
Derry, it looks to me, at least from up here, that Neville's wide receivers, they are more talented in STM's defensive secondary. So they're going to have to figure out a way to get some pressure on Robinson to help out that defensive secondary. What did you say?
They do, and they are kind of cheating to the way of Zealand. A few times Zealand Young, but every time they cheat his way, all they're doing is hitching up Zealand Young with little hitch routes. And when they don't cheat, they're going deep to him. So right now I think they got to mix up their coverage in the second half defensively. Some combo coverage, combo zone coverage to try to get this offense off track of Neville.
16-0, line drive punt. See if it's going to get out of, well, it's going to get to the end zone.
Well, St. Thomas won't call a break there. The ball went out the end zone. They get it at the 20, 25-yard line.
STM's got 2 timeouts. I don't think they're going to sit on the ball here. I would imagine they're going to try to figure out a way to get a 2-for-1 in some way.
Yeah,
maybe if they can hit a big play.
They got to get something going here.
They will get the ball to begin the second half. That's why I say a 2-for-1. But if the score does end up being 16-0 at half, as bad of a first half that is for STM, I think you got to take it.
Well, you have to be careful if you're Bourgeois run. Be careful with the football here. Last thing you want to do is turn it over. So I'm sure that's the last thing they told him. Is to just be careful, be sure of your passes, and don't try to force anything.
Mawson, they were hoping maybe he would break one. He owns up, gets 4. We'll get up to the line of scrimmage here in a hurry. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to throw it here at 2nd and 6. Bergeron got Christian Bro. Bro steps out of bounds at the 34. That's a first down. Again, 2 timeouts here for STM. Take a look at Cole Bergeron. Really worked hard in the offseason to get himself in the best possible condition and have a big senior season. Almost intercepted on the tip drill. The pass was behind the wide receiver, Kaye.
Bergeron had Kaye. You watch him, he's open. He just throws it a little bit behind him.
Nearly a pickoff there for Max Carter.
Yeah, and I think Bergeron was hoping that Kaye would settle down and stop in that dead spot in the zone instead of running over to where the safety was in front of him.
33 seconds to go before half. Plenty of time here. Bergeron makes a beautiful throw, but incomplete. Jim Hightower said it. He can make the same kind of throws that Walker Howard could make when he was here at STM. And that was an example of it. That's not many high school quarterbacks in the state of Louisiana can make that throw just a little bit too far for the intended receiver.
Yeah, I was watching Bergeron warm-ups and pregame, and he was having trouble. Every time he delivered the football on those out routes, it was a little high. Everything was up. The nose of the ball was up. We'll see if he makes some adjustments to correct that.
Well, there's that shovel pass. This time only gets about 5 yards, and maybe see if Neville calls a timeout here.
I think they're going to let it wind down. Really surprised that St. Thomas More hadn't called a timeout.
Well, 4th down, and I don't know, STM.
I think they're just going to go to the locker room.
Not a good first half for a St. Thomas More team that averages 31 points a game, had over 500 yards of offense a couple weeks ago against Catholic High, and had that great comeback against Acadiana last week. Terry Beckwith has been able to find Coach Mike Collins, the head football coach for Neville. And we'll hear from Coach Collins here shortly.
Yeah, see how Coach Collins feels about his first half. I think, he's got to be somewhat happy with the points he's put up and the fact that they struggled a little bit, and they kept this offense of St. Thomas More kind of bottled up.
Yeah, but they've had so many drives that just fell apart once they were in Neville territory. At least both teams have figured out the snapping situation. Because that first quarter, it was rough. Let's go down to the field and Terry Beckwith.
16-0. I know you're excited about that, but you cannot be excited about the penalties and the miscues.
Not at all, and that's something that we've tried to stress. That's been killing us is penalties and bad snaps and illegal procedure. It's just we got to have more discipline than that to be able to play in a big ball game, and we're not very disciplined right now with those in those areas, and it's giving us it's just driving me crazy, and I'm thinking to drive them crazy.
Well, get them in the second half. Absolutely.
Mike Collins with some thoughts to Terry Beckwith. Coming up, it's the Dudley DeBosier halftime show from St. Thomas More. Tigers leading the Cougars 16-0 on Game Time. Award-winning single down.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be using this. Particle 6-in-1 Face Cream for Men. The first of its kind anti-aging cream designed specifically for men. fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles. Visit ParticleMen.com and use the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off your entire order. Plus, we've got free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. www.particlemen.com. Because seeing is believing.
This is important news for people implanted with a spinal cord stimulator for chronic pain relief that malfunctioned, causing serious complications or even death. The FDA has reported thousands of adverse events. If you've been implanted with a spinal cord stimulator and suffered any of these complications, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you're eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
It is the Dudley DeBosier halftime show here on Game Time. Dudley DeBosier. Put the ball in their hands and let them go to work for you. Demand Dudley DeBosier if you are injured. 16-0 is our halftime score from Lafayette. The Neville Tigers trying to go to 3-1 on the season, and they lead the St. Thomas More Cougars. We're trying to avoid that 1-3 start. It's time now for our Pick 6 segment of the Dudley DeBosier halftime show as we look back at 6 great plays in action from last weekend of high school football put together by the LHSAA Network.
Number 1 on this week's Pick 6 list is the 5'10", 170-pound junior juggernaut from Calvary Baptist, Braylon Hughlin, who was a two-way, one-man wrecking crew for the Cavaliers in their marquee matchup with Franklin Parish. Hughlin hit the end zone not once, but twice on offense for a 14-0 lead. Then he'd add an epic shift in momentum with a pick 6 that basically went from one end zone to the other 103 yards as Calvary bolted out to a 30-6 lead and held on for a huge 33-30 win.
You know, this is a huge one for us right here. Number 1's a football player, and, you know, he's a special kid, and he works very hard, and what he gets, he deserves.
We can't lose this game. We came too far just not to win this game, so we just say, hey, keep fighting. We almost got this. We got this.
Our number 2 pick pairs Lutcher freshman quarterback Timmy Charles and his 6'4" sophomore target Johnny Jones for the high point 6-point play in the corner of the end zone against Liberty Magnet, capping an incredible 27-point first half against their 5A foe. Charles was in middle school last year. Jones just started playing his first football this fall. They only figure to get better teaming up like that. Our number 3 pick is another team that put up 33 Friday night, making a huge comeback to knock off state champion Sterlington 33-22. The guy wearing number 3, that's MJ Day, who put the proverbial nail in the coffin, packing up 178 yards on the ground. Number 4 is a quick pick. Ohio State commit Blaine Bradford with the big hit in Catholic High's defensive domination at U-High. Our number 5 pick is another North Louisiana comeback. Kenny Thomas, number 5, had a TD in the game's first 2 minutes, but also keyed a 22-point run in half number 2 as North DeSoto overcame a 28-17 deficit at West Monroe to win going away 39-28 the final. And pick 6 is a plethora of primetime performances on defense and offense. The Rummel Raiders routing rival Shaw 29-0. Sophomore Kingsley Barconi Jr. claims the pick 6 and sets off quite a celebration, both for head coach Nick Monica, plus his seniors, like defensive end Jacoby Dunn, who played such a significant role in setting the tone to take the traditional megaphone matchup in Metairie. Plus, right up the road in Laplace, another celebration among Monicas, as Hall of Famer Frank Monica will watch the team his son-in-law coaches get not 1 but 2 pick 6s to knock off Elijah Haven and Dunham on the road. Jaira Hall, and then Brooks Monica, the grandson, another impressive number 7, who stands out on defense in the New Orleans area as a senior. And it was just too much for us not to include number 22 Taj Hallahan and his Episcopal Knights, who put up a pair of 6s in shocking Metairie Park Country Day, a whopping 66-57. And number 2, Parkway Panthers pass catcher Tony Gladney Another senior who had a hand in putting up a pair of sixes, Damian DeCaldicow, got in the scoring act in style. They beat Houghton 66-21 with another pick six. I'm Steve Schneider reporting for the LHSA Network.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books, Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Back at halftime here at Lafayette as St. Thomas More trailing Neville 16-0. Looking for some other scores here tonight. Catholic and West Monroe. That game is all tied up at 14. That game is in West Monroe. Alexandria Senior High putting it on Opelousas at the moment. It is 38-6. The score in that one. Shaw leading Lafayette Christian Academy 21-6 is the score in that one. John Curtis leading the Riverside Rebels Rebel Raiders 14-12. At halftime, Brother Martin leading Jesuit 14-10. Score in that one. Karen Crow leads Barb 35-21 at half. And we'll have more from St. Thomas More when we come back. This is Game Time on YurView. Don't go away.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Dudley DeBosier halftime show continues from St. Thomas More High School as Neville leading the St. Thomas More Cougars 16-0. Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, Derry Beckwith down on the sidelines. Not too many games that you'll see in football where the starting centers have to get replaced because the snaps are all over the place. But that's what we saw, especially in the first quarter. Neville's up 16-0. St. Thomas More's offense has had a hard time getting anything going. And really, Neville should be up more. They should be up more. They've had a lot of drives that have just fizzled or ended in STM territory. And give credit for STM for somehow figuring out a way to just hang in this game and see if they can't get their offense going.
Yeah, I thought they took their time and really regrouped and was able to move the ball a little bit. But then again, you know, Neville had some breaks and they took advantage of them.
Right.
And I think they should have been up more than that, but they're not. This is one of the first time we've had this many fumbles and not turned the ball over.
Right, yeah. A lot of balls on the ground, but not a lot of turnovers in this one. Nice zip here. This is the main connection for Neville tonight. Parker Robinson to Zealand Young.
Zealand Young, you know, he's got 12 catches for 100-something yards already in the first half.
That was a big play there. Jarvis Blackston getting into the end zone on 4th and goal. But that's the story of the game, of the bad snaps. And then Bergeron, they've had good pressure on him. Good interception there by K.J. Jones. But Neville, even though they have this great field position, a bad snap, and they end up not scoring. And
yeah, that was the thing. They got down. They should have scored. But then, you know, say Thomas More comes back and does the same thing.
Yeah, we can have a montage of those. We had so much of that. Neville found a little something here with Caston playing a lot tonight because of the injury to Jamarian Roberson. But Robinson's looked good here tonight. Nice strike there to Desi Bird, getting into STM territory. And then going deep is Parker Robinson. Nearly got that pass intercepted. STM has done a better job defending Zealand Young as the game has gone along, but how about STM? Negative yards in the rushing column.
Yeah, that's really surprising that they were not able to run the football, and they want to stay with it. They still can run the football. They're not out of the game yet. The big one, though, you look at the total yards, 232 yards. That they've really got to step up. The Cougars have got to step it up somehow and figure out how to get their running ground going and get the pass completions.
Yeah, and again, when you have that kind of an advantage in total yards and you're only up by 16, you're a little disappointed if you're a Neville fan. More of the Dudley DeBosier halftime show when we come back.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't. And now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too. And when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action. immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Hi folks, welcome back. If you or someone you know has been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you now suffer from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, who should be calling in right now?
Just like you said, Paula, if you or someone you know have been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you are now suffering from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Take action and call now.
And our halftime show is brought to you by Dudley DeBosier. Injured, put the ball in their hands and let them go to work for you. Demand Dudley DeBosier. Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, Terry Beckwith down on the sidelines. Terry, did he have a chance to talk with Coach Jim Hightower before the start of the second half?
I did. He said the main thing is to stick with it. He brought up last week how to score 21 unanswered points in 5 minutes. He said if you guys did it last week, you could do it again this week. Just simple things they have to correct, a lot of miscues, a lot of mistakes in the first half, but they trust, they have belief within this program, so they believe they can give them a valiant effort in the second half and get back in this ball game and possibly win it.
Sorrell with the boot. Quaiser with the return, it looks like. No, this is going to be Guillot. Guillot still on his feet. Guillot trying to take it all the way to the house. Will finally be chased down to the 22-yard line. Explosive play there for St. Thomas More to begin the second half.
Wow, what a way to open the second half. If you're St. Thomas More, you got to be excited about it now. You got it right where you want, what you wanted to get. You got the ball down on inside the 20. And just a good piece of running here.
There is an injured Neville player, but a big-time return. Well, when you're struggling offensively to get something going, man, you can get a big play on special teams to turn things around, and they got it there from Kyle Guillot, a 6-foot senior. But a lot of concern right now for the Neville player that is down on the ground. They do have him back up on his feet. That's Greg Smith. And Neville already a little bit short-handed when it comes to the cornerback position. Greg Smith, a quarterback, actually a backup quarterback, but because they had some injuries there in the defensive secondary, they moved him to cornerback along with Denham Nelson. He was the starting quarterback. Rough first half there for Cole Bergeron. Only completed 6 passes, 6 of 22. So we'll see if they can get something going, and we showed you the stats.
Yeah, for Bergeron.
Not very impressive as far as what you saw.
No, he
rushing the football team-wise, it's negative yards.
And Bergeron, he only completed 6 of 22 passes for 66 yards. Not real impressive for a guy who's supposed to be pretty accurate with the football.
Our Cox Fast stats. Passes dropped. Cox Fast Stats giving football fans all the latest stats courtesy of Cox. Learn more at cox.com/internet. We saw some drop passes in the first half as well. 2nd down and 10 now for Bergeron. Wide receiver to the near side, that's A.J. Rance, 6-foot senior. And they dropped the ball. The exchange between the quarterback and the running back, and Mawson somehow got his hands on it. And again, ball on the turf, but no turnover.
I think Bergeron was looking up. He saw the blitz coming, the corner blitz coming, and he looked up. And when he saw that, he took his eyes off where he was supposed to be giving the football to.
Frustrating night for this STM offense. Still can make a big play here. 3rd down and 14 from the 24-yard line. Mawson to the left of Bergeron. Bergeron mishandles the snap. Was his knee down? It doesn't matter. He's down regardless. Big-time hit there by Juju Burns. And that sets up 4th down and more issues here.
I think you got to go for it here. You can't kick a long field goal and try to go for it. The problem is Bergeron's looking at the rush. You can't take your eye off the football. You watch his hands here. And he looks down, and the ball should be down right there.
Well, Juju Burns made sure he was down. 4th down and long. It's going to be 4th down and 16 from the 26. Neville only rushes 3. Bergeron looking to see if somebody can get open, and they do. That's Christian Bro, and then he loses the ball out of bounds.
Well, he fumbles it backwards. The question is now, when the ball went out of bounds, does he have the first down?
If he doesn't get the first down out of this, this game is completely unhinged.
There's a good chance that he may not have that first down. Depends on where they spot it.
Yeah, they're going to say first down. Wow.
Wow.
It is very close.
I mean, he looked like he fumbled that ball and went the other way.
It did go the other way. They mark it out at the 10-yard line, but a big pickup on 4th down for STM. Now Bergeron inside the Raising Cane's red zone. End zone incomplete, as he missed Blake Kaye as he was trying to hit him. The Raising Cane's red zone appearance for STM. Raising Cane's, fuel your game day the Cane's way.
Well, Bergeron's got some, he's got some guys open. He's just missing them. I mean, it's a little unusual for him. I think he needs to kind of settle it down a little bit.
Well, the completion percentage, only 44% coming into the game. Bergeron's pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal now from the 10. Neville brought some extra pressure. They didn't get home, but they got the hands up to knock it down. Let's look at it again and see who got a Paul up there on the left side of your screen. That's Keontae Harris, who we've called his name several times, one of those really good defensive players on that defensive line for Neville tonight. Harris has really shown flashes of being a good football player. They've been looking for consistency out of him. They throw it back to Melanson. Melanson gets into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Thomas More. Nicely drawn play by one of the best play callers in the state, Shane Savoie, the longtime offensive coordinator and former quarterback for the Cougars.
Yeah, this is just a throwback screen. Basically, the quarterback's going to roll one way, roll away from him, and then throw it back to his running back for a touchdown.
They're going to go for 2, trying to make it a 1-score game. So the big kickoff return by Guillat. They convert on 4th and long, and then they score on 3rd and goal. So St. Thomas More had to reach deep to get the touchdown there. And now let's see if they can convert on the 2-point play. Guillat in motion. Flag before the snap. Going to be an illegal procedure.
Legal procedure on St. Thomas More.
Referee indicates
we'll see if that changes St. Thomas More's decision. Doesn't look like it. They're going to still go for 2.
Well, kicking the extra point really doesn't do them any good.
No.
Whether it's a 10 or a 9-point game, yeah, granted, if they don't make it, and they need a touchdown and a field goal to tie it. Look out, pressure coming, and it's incomplete. Man, did Bergeron take a big hit, too. All right, it's now time for a Cox Mobile smart call of the game. And a really good play call here, well designed. And Melanson able to sneak through. Had some blocking in front of him. Tyler Ritz, the 6'4" junior. And it's a 8-point game now. A 10-point game as they missed on the 2-point conversion.
That's a good job. It was a good job offensively of getting down there, moving the football, and getting in the end zone. Hopefully that Bergeron's found his rhythm now. He's got a little bit of confidence. He took his team down the field. We'll see what happens. The defense can come out and get the football back.
Tyler Dills has it teed up. Jones is back to return, along with Noah Newbill. Newbill backpedaling, and he's going to take it out right from the 1-yard line. Newbill gets hit hard right at the 20-yard line. Good job by the kickoff coverage team making the hit there, Wagner McNeese. And there you take a look at the man that helped set up that touchdown. Kyle Giat with the long return, and now we get to see Parker Robinson and the Neville Tigers offense back out on the field.
Parker Robinson, as we mentioned in the first half, 12 of 23, 179 yards. Not a bad first half.
Nope, and of course Young was his main target. Young is not out there on this first down and 10 play.
Young hadn't been back in the game since he got hurt down here on an incomplete pass.
Caston, the running back, so he starts here in the second half. Stays alive. Landon Bienview chases him out of bounds to the 25-yard line. So wondering if Blackston isn't banged up, and that would mean they would be down to their third-string running back with no Roberson tonight. But Caston's done a nice job running the football. Second down and 5. Robinson delivers it. Pass complete. Desi Birds got the first down to the 35 and then pushed back by a pack of Cougars. And that's about a 10-yard pickup to the 35.
Jeff, here comes that guy again.
Yep, Young's the wide receiver now at the bottom of your screen. Up to the line of scrimmage.
Now they put him down here, and they've got him man. They got him. Looks like he's got man-to-man coverage, but there's a safety inside sitting on a hash that's going to cheat over here to help him out.
Instead, Caston gets it, finds a little bit of a seam, picks up about 5. Tristan Clock, one of the defenders there. Also there, Hayes Guidry, a senior for St. Thomas More. Cougars have been susceptible to the run this season. They've allowed 239 yards rushing. Now, granted, you played Acadiana and Karen Crow. Those are some run-heavy teams. Second down and 5. And that's a nice pass and catch to Young. That was well done. There were 2 defenders there. Zealand Young makes the grab into STM territory, and Neville is on the move again.
Yeah, Neville went hurry at the line that time. Didn't give St. Thomas More a chance to make many adjustments. They come back and throw it to the outside to Young for first down.
Great job by that offensive line. Bennett McNabb, Ronald Curley. Again, those guys were all banged up. 3 guys they were missing from that offensive line in last week's loss to Oak Grove out of Mississippi. And there you take a look at him. Van Martinez, number 73. He's committed to ULM. He's the leader of that group on that offensive line. And they've done a nice job for the most part keeping Parker Robinson upright tonight. Second down and about 3, call it 3.5 at the 41-yard line. Timeout called. Coach Collins and ULM did not like what they saw, so we'll take the break with them. 8:18 to go. Neville trying to get a big win on the road tonight in Lafayette. This is Game Time on YurView.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident, it was not your fault. Call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Back here at St. Thomas More, Jeff Blormo, Greg Bowser, and former LSU Tiger Jerry Beckwith, former LSU Tiger Greg Bowser. I won't tell you who Greg's picking in the game tomorrow, though. Second down and 4. And there's Bankston running the football, nothing happening. Shut down right at the line of scrimmage. Good job by St. Thomas More, led by Austin Pellerin, who really played well last week against Acadiana. Now setting up. 3rd and 4.
3rd down and 4. Who do you think's going to get the ball?
I think you try to get it to Young.
I think that's where he's going.
Or one of those slant patterns. Those have been open all night as long as Robinson's able to connect on it. They rush 4. Robinson's going deep. There's Young. And it's way too.
Adam, it was just too much. He just overthrew him.
Way too much on that. And does Neville have to punt again in STM territory? Yes, they do. You got to watch out for the fake, though, here on this play.
Yeah, this one was a 4th down and about 4.
Coming off a timeout, if you're going to ever call a fake punt, this would be the place to do it.
I think you punt it and see if you can't pin him back.
That could be the other thing, too, because STM's offense has had trouble moving the ball against this Neville defense. Alvaro will get rid of it, punt it, and now it's going to be taken by Quiser. And he gets hammered, taken hard to the turf. Another big hit here by Neville. Jacoby Collins, he's delivered a lot of those big hits in this contest. Came into the contest with 17 tackles on the season for Jacoby Collins, a junior linebacker, 5'9", 210 pounds. He has certainly made his presence known. A fantastic football player, according to Coach Collins, who just loves the game. He gets after it, and he does not like to lose. He's a
competitor.
Bad attitude when he loses.
Yeah, he's a heck of a competitor.
All right, at the 14-yard line, let's see if STM can go the length of the field. They're down by 10. Pass is complete to Christian Bro. That's about 8 yards. So 2nd down and 1.
I think Bergeron's kind of figured this out now. He's not watching that pass rush as much as he did in the first half. He's delivering the football, stepping into it, and getting some good completions.
Alex Manuel gets the carry, but he ran right into Jacoby Collins, but not before he picked up well, they always said that he got the first down on that last play.
Yeah, so they gave it to him. Now it'd be 2nd down, second and about 8.
2nd and 7. I don't think he got the first down, but regardless, STM right back up to the line. Cole got rid of it again to his main guy, Christian Bro, shoved out of bounds. These two are a really good connection. Bergeron and Bro.
Well, Bergeron's come out now. I mean, you watch him. He's not watching the pass rush. He's taking his time, stepping into the throw, and getting his completions.
Bro's a multi-sport athlete. Big frame. Not the fastest guy, but a good route runner. Wide open. Completion into Neville territory, and some ankle-breaking moves there by the receiver as he moves down the far sidelines. Big play there. That's Rafi Tamarillo, who played for the first time this season last week, and he makes a huge play here.
I like the way Bergeron has settled down a little bit. You watch him deliver the football. Everything is mechanics now, is smoother.
The Virginia Tech commitment heating up. Melanson into the open field. He takes a big lick to the 16, loses his helmet as Juju Burns delivered quite a lick, but it's another first down for St. Thomas More.
Good job of blocking up front. Watch the hole open up right there. Nobody there. Good job of just getting to the secondary.
And now they have entered the Raising Cane's red zone again. 1st and goal. Oh, almost a terrific pass and catch for a touchdown, but off the fingertips of Christian Bro. Raising Cane's, fuel your game day the Cane's way. 2nd and 10. Let's look at that again. Nicely thrown ball. The only guy that can catch it is Bro, but it's a little bit too much.
A little bit too much. Hit him right in the bad spot. So Darius down there. He could have caught it.
2nd and 10. STM's offense, best drive of the night right here. They run the draw, and another big run right up the middle inside the 5-yard line. Yep. Going to the 3rd string running back now, Parker Rumper, actually Owen Bailey on that carry.
STM caught him in a blitz that time. They caught him in a blitz, ran a draw, ran right past the ball carrier.
Melanson now back into the game, 1st and goal at the 4. And here's Melanson hit behind the line of scrimmage and brought down. Somebody missed a block. Malik Grayson came flying through there to make the tackle. 2nd and goal. They were down big to Acadiana last week. Rallied to win it as they were down 35-17. Here they were down 16-0 at half, and they're about ready to make it a one-score game. Hydration timeout from Lafayette. This is Game Time on YurView.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Second and goal at the 6, Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, Derry Beckwith, Cole Bergeron has found a little rhythm here, the St. Thomas More quarterback. What are you seeing?
He's settled in, and the great thing is receivers are actually catching the balls this half. They're playing with a different edge, the physicality, running backs running hard, and they believe that they can get back in this football game and actually win it.
Christian Bro is the wide receiver to the near side. Kaye is in the slot there. Meloss on the running back. Bergeron's got 2 seconds on the play clock. Bergeron to the end zone, incomplete. No flags. Looking for the flag is Tamarillo, but he doesn't get it. Now another 3rd and goal here for STM. Last time they were down here, they did score on 3rd and goal.
Well, he's just trying to run a little fade route, and I think the ball itself is underthrown.
Yeah, good coverage defensively by Neville's Greg Smith, who's back out there. We saw him. He got shooken up on the opening kickoff to begin the second half. Now 2 running backs into the ball game here now for STM. Got Alex Manuel too. Bergeron's passing complete. Good job again. Great coverage by Greg Smith.
Yeah, Bergeron he just wanted to try to get that little slant route in there. They almost had it.
Well, they will try for the field goal here. Both teams have missed a field goal tonight. Last time it was, if I remember right, it was about a 40-yarder, I believe, if I remember correctly. We know for St. Thomas More, Tyler Dills has got a strong leg. Now STM's got to get an extra man on the field here. That was clock running out there, and that field goal is no good. They missed 2 field goals tonight. STM is saying that's a good, but the officials standing underneath the uprights say no, and Tyler Dills misses 2 field goals. And the frustration continues here for STM. Man, the amount of missed opportunities for both of these teams. Well, believe it or not, we'll be week 5 next week. Jules Sumner, the #1 ranked team in Class 3A, will take on Nick Salter from Agios, Franklinton Demons. That should be a fun one. Thursday, 7 o'clock. On YurView on Channel 4, that'll be produced by the LHSAA Network. That should be a terrific football game next Thursday night here on Cox Cable Channel 4. And you can check out the LHSAA Network also on their YouTube channel, or better yet, get their app. Download the app. Nothing happening on that first play for Neville, as that was Caston carrying the football, maybe a yard. That's about it.
And Neville has come out defensively. Their adjustment is they went to a nickel package now. They've got 5 defensive backs in the game to try to slow this passing game down. I mean, St. Thomas More is going to try to take the passing game away from Neville.
Moving upfield, that's Desi Bird. He's got the first down.
Robinson's pass.
Benvenue makes the tackle, but not before a Neville first down.
Tackle by Bienvenu.
So Bienvenu making the tackle. Next week for Neville, they'll be taking on Sterlington. And he'll be at Pineville. They'll host Ruston, Washita Parish. Nothing happening there. Walker Pugh. He's been all over the field tonight for the Cougars. A tackle for a loss that time as he loses about 4, second down and 14.
Walker Pugh did a good job of penetrating. Cut this one off. Good tackle.
Officials say incomplete. Trying to get it to Jeanette. 3rd and long here for Neville.
3rd and 14.
Well, the Cougar fans, they've been in this game the whole time, trying to urge their team on. And they'll make some noise here. Noisemakers. We don't have any cowbells, but we got a lot of noise from the St. Thomas More side. Robinson, before he gets hit, incomplete. Jeanette moved upfield. Robinson threw towards the sidelines, and Neville's offense back out on the field.
Yeah, that was an interesting line one that time. You had Neville came out in the line of wide receivers up close and let them release off the line of scrimmage. Really thought they were going to try to hit somebody out coming up down the middle.
Alveria out to punt again for Neville. Jared Quaiser has done a nice job returning punts. High punt here. Quaiser bobbles it. Quaiser now moves up the field and takes a big hit out of bounds. And there is still some pushing and shoving, and guess who's involved in all that? That's, once again, Jacoby Collins, who's in the middle of everything here tonight for Neville's defense and special teams.
Well, officials did a good job of breaking them up and not letting that thing escalate on them.
No. So great field position for STM. Now this second half kind of feels like how it felt for Neville in the first half. Like Neville had chances, couldn't score. That was a real missed opportunity there for STM to make it a one-score game. They missed out. Now they got another great chance. And in the first half, it was Neville who kept squandering a lot of their chances. From the 45, Bergeron off his back foot, complete. First down to the 28-yard line, and they're getting Rafi Tamarillo involved in this game a lot more as he gets the ball up to the 28-yard line.
Well, I really like what Bergeron's done. He's gotten him settled down now. He's not overthrowing the ball. He's not rushing it. He's taking his time, knowing exactly where he wants to go with the football and feeling confident about his throws.
Bergeron, half roll. Almost a one-handed grab there by Quaiser. That would have been for the highlight reel if he was able to haul that thing in. 2nd and 10.
And, by rolling the quarterback out and moving around, see, just little half rolls that get him out of the pocket a little bit where he's still comfortable, but he's not just standing there where the defense knows where he's going to be.
Well, I think it also helps St. Thomas more against this very good Neville defensive line, too. Keeps the pressure off. Get those big guys for Neville trying to move laterally instead of up the field. On 2nd and 10, Bergeron incomplete through the hands of Quaiser. A lot of drop balls tonight by the Cougar receivers.
Yeah, Bergeron just a little bubble screen. They tried to just throw it back inside, hope they could pick up the first down. You're watching that, just a little quick throw. And
third down for the Cougars.
So 3rd down and 10 for Cole.
He's looking at what he's got right here. He's got his man-to-man coverage at the top of the screen. That's the guy he's got that's man-to-man.
That's Tamarillo.
See if he wants to go that way.
See if they run a delayed draw, too. No, instead they just
draw.
Yep. Good hard run off to the left side.
Now that play tells you they're going for it on 4th down.
Owen Bailey on the carry.
Yeah, you run that play, that means you're going to go for it on 4th down.
So on 4th down and 5, they bring in some new personnel. William Hawkins and Bailey leave. Quaiser is out there. Carter Melanson is out there. We also got Blake Kaye. Oh, and the snap hit, and that is just the story of the night. Second time tonight the snap has hit the running back, Carter Mawson, and a turnover on downs for St. Thomas More in Neville territory.
Well, that's a tough break. It looks like they're on the move, and all of a sudden the snap just went to the side. And
that was just a bad snap.
Bad snap. How do you do?
Oh, man. And again, they went back to the man who was starting at center, Miles Sherrill, and he just missed on that one. A little wide left. Neville the football up by 10, 3:29. Good run here. Wow, great job. Didn't look like there was anything at all for Jarvis Blackston, but he powers his way for 11 to the 40 and a first down for Neville.
Good job of running. Blackston just didn't give up on the play. He just kept driving his legs and picked up the first down.
Give it to him again. Blackston trying to foul that big offensive line, and he got about 3 or 4. Leading the way for Neville on that offensive line, Nick Ochoa. Coach Collins wanted to be consistent up front, give Parker Robinson some time to throw here tonight. Glad to get Bennett McNabb back. He was out with a concussion. Flag is going to fly.
Blackstone the carry. Flag on the play.
It's going to be a hold against Neville.
Holding on the Tigers.
It's been a mistake-filled game. I think that is the best way to describe it. This is right in the middle of your screen, the holding penalty.
Second down.
47. Got him.
Well, I'll push Neville back 10 yards.
Yeah, you know, those are drive kills when you get that. I mean, now you're in a second down and 15 or so, 25 to go, and it makes it tough on you.
And the injuries have been so bad on this offensive line. They ended up playing their first game of the season with the fourth-string center.
Yeah.
Van Martinez has been the guy that's been the consistent one, the leader. Can play a lot of positions, very smart player. Swing it out, Caston gets banged out of bounds. The third down and long.
Knocked out of bounds by Giglio.
Giglio was the man who knocked him out of bounds. So third down and 13. They got to get to the 50. Robinson steps up and right into the arms of a defender. Slam to the turf. Big sack on the play. Hayden Hernard. Hayden Hebard on the sack, excuse me.
Watch Hebard. He sees the running back goes out, and he comes in on a blitz, and there's nobody to pick him up.
Big play there by Hayden Hebard. And that will force Neville to punt it away. Quasar makes the first guy miss, not the second. Man, how many tackles has Jacoby Collins made on special teams tonight? He made another one there. Good field position for STM. Can they do anything with it with 1:39 to go in the third quarter? Let's send it down to the field, and Derry Beckwith and Derry. The mistakes just continue to keep piling up for St. Thomas More and Jim Hightower's team.
They are self-inflicted wounds, and it's something that you're not used to. Mistake-free, they're very disciplined, so that's something Coach Hightower is probably want to get cleaned up after tonight. But even with all those mistakes and penalties, these guys are still in the football game and have an opportunity to win it.
They certainly do. First down and 10 at the 39. Carter Mawson, nothing happening there. Just a yard gain. Jaden Reed, who is a Ragin' Cajun commitment, was one of the guys there. And then you also see Malik Grayson there. Second down and 9. Jaden Reed is number 7 for Neville. For those UL fans wanting to keep an eye on him. Bergeron's pass is caught by Christian Bro. Bro up towards the first down marker, but then
yeah, I think he's going to be about a yard short.
I think you're right about that.
Tackled by Robertson. Bring up third down.
Stephen Hanlon, one of the defenders there, along with Keenan Jones. 3rd and 1 is the down and distance on this play. Melanson runs hard. First down.
Yep, first down. Just did get it.
Move the chains. STM has controlled the game for nearly this entire 3rd quarter, but they only have 1 touchdown to show for it. 1st and 10 at the 49. Blake Kaye into the game for STM. They look to get 1 more playoff at least before the 4th quarter. Trying to make a tough catch there. Back shoulder throw to Bro. He can't make the play. Great defense once again by Caden Jones.
Caden Jones did a good job of really blanketing his receiver and making it tough for him to get that football.
So there will be 1 more play at least here for STM. 2nd down and 10. Malik Grayson had to leave the game for Neville. Looked like he was cramping, so he ran off the field. New defensive end in there for the Tigers. There's that delayed draw, and that will end our 3rd quarter. The only touchdown by STM, but they're still down by 2 possessions after they missed on the 2-point conversion. A lot more mistakes here in this 3rd quarter. 12 more minutes to go from Lafayette. Will we see some more explosive plays like that one to begin the 2nd half? We'll find out when we come back on Game Time.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books, Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Do you want a full body workout that stretches, strengthens, and builds your cardio? Then I have a solution for you. Hi, I'm Leslie Sokol, the creator and founder of the Adult Dance and Fitness TV show for the young at heart. Join in with me weekly on your YurView channel and get a great workout. Check your local TV listings. Let's get fit together.
Couldn't hear your countdown. Beautiful late September night in Lafayette. 16-6. Neville leading St. Thomas More. Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, and Derry Beckwith down on the field. STM facing 3rd down and 8. They have trailed most of this game, 9-0 at one point, 16-0 at one point. Actually 16-0 at half. STM scored a touchdown to begin the 3rd quarter, but their offense has failed to produce any more points. Bergeron incomplete. 4th and long. Let's see what they decide to do here.
Looks like they want to leave the offense out there.
You're not going to have many more chances, and you need 2 scores, especially when you have the ball in Neville territory. Could this be another drive where the opposing team moves it into plus territory but can't put any points on the board? We have seen that numerous times tonight from both of these teams. Bro, the wide receiver, to the bottom of your screen. He's the guy that they put him in motion. Bergeron feeling some pressure, gets out of the pocket. Bergeron on the run, and it's complete. Quaiser makes the catch inside the 30. Beautiful job there.
Bergeron did a great job of setting it. Watch him, he's rolling to his right. That's a hard pass to throw. When you're rolling to your right and then he's moving forward at the same time, But he's able to just put enough on it to get it over the defender and into his receiver.
Yeah, good job by
Big play.
Bergeron and Quaiser, who's had a nice game here tonight. Came in with 11 catches. Bergeron lofts one, and did he drop it in the bucket? Yes, he did, all the way down to the 5-yard line. Rafi Tamarillo makes another grab. It's going to be first and goal for the Cougars.
Let's see if he caught this football. I mean, it's a one-hander. He reaches out with one hand, bring it in. Good catch.
They are inside the Raising Cane's red zone. Raising Cane's, fuel your game day the Cane's way.
Well, let's just see if they can get the snap back. Last time they were down here, they fumbled the snap.
First and goal from the 6. Bergeron makes sure everyone is set. Alex Manuel is the running back. Manuel picks up the blitz to the end zone. Touchdown, St. Thomas More. Finally back within one score. Christian Bro with the score. And it's 16-12. Let's see if they're going to go for 2, I believe. Nope, they're bringing the extra point crew on.
Yeah, they're going to go for 1. This is a good pass, right on the money. Good job.
Yep. Well, Christian Bro got a little bit of separation there. The defender Jones.
That back shoulder throw is a tough one to stop.
6th touchdown catch of the season for Bro, who came in with 20 grabs. And St. Thomas More, they came from behind last week. They were down big to Acadiana and staring at an 0-3 start when they were down 35-17. Here tonight, down 16-0, and now they're back within 3 on a beautiful connection between Bergeron and Bro. Well, it's time for Neville's offense, who we've barely seen in this second half, to do something. There you take a look at the 2 guys that have really connected here tonight. Great cohesion between those 2. Bergeron, the top-ranked senior quarterback in Louisiana. Colorado and UCLA recruited him, but he decided on Virginia Tech, and he's still a Virginia Tech commitment, even though the Hokies have fired head coach Brent Pry. Our next game down in Houma, as Vanderbilt Catholic will be taking on Lutcher. Both of these teams are winning big tonight, so momentum for both of those squads going into next week's game. Vanderbilt Catholic and Lutcher, your Raising Cane's promo. And once again, for Raising Cane's, fuel your game day the Cane's way. That's your Raising Cane's box combo game of the week preview. At the 20-yard line.
Hey, if you're Neville now, you've got to get some semblance of an offense going here. Move the ball, take some time off the clock at least.
Caston, the running back. They run their own screen. And here is Leland Young. Boy, I thought he was about ready to get a head of steam going there. We have not seen much of Young. One, because Neville hasn't had the ball much here in the second half. But they finally got it to Zealand Young that time, and they get 9 yards. Robinson will hand it off right up the middle and get 6. And Caston getting the first down. Again, no Jamarian Roberson tonight for Neville.
Well, I think they miss him. They miss him a lot, but they've been able to rotate some people in to help them out a bit to still run the ball.
I think Caston is really giving them a nice lift here in this game.
Now, this is where you'd like to have that running back, the number 1 back, where you could really just eat away some clock.
At the 34-yard line. Good vision, and that's close to a first down. This is where you start leaning on that offensive line, too, as Caston got the carry. Trying to push around this St. Thomas More defensive front.
For 2nd and 2, not bad.
Yep, they're starting to get some nice runs here, and I'd say run the ball until STM stops you.
Well, I think right now they've got what they want, which is man-to-man coverage up at the top.
So 2nd and 2. Caston holding on to that ball tight. Spins away from one defender into STM territory to the 46-yard line. Nicely done. D'Artes and Bienview made the tackle.
That's a blocking inside. Caston sees the hole back to the inside. Good spin move.
And Landon Orty missed the tackle. Good patient run, too, by the Neville running back. Tigers trying to put together a statement drive here after STM got within 3 after being down by 16 at half. And that time STM got to him. Eventually they're going to shut it down, and Connor McAtee, the 3-year starter, came up and made the play. That's a loss of 2.
Well, this play just a little bit too long developing. You've got to hit the hole a lot quicker than that. It's not going to stay open that long. These defensive linemen are too good for that.
Caden D'Artes also there. Let's send it down to the field. And Derry Beckwith, what are you seeing out of Neville on this offensive drive, Derry?
The offensive lineman is doing a good job of getting off the ball, but obviously the running back is protecting the football. He's running extremely physical, and he looks like in the second half he has a little bit more burst than he did in the first half. So let's see if they can pick up some yards on this play.
Pass is complete to Young. Young will not go down without a fight. Got about 4 or 5. Another 3rd and long here for Neville. Third down and 7. And these fans from St. Thomas More making a lot of noise. Jeanette will be the wide receiver to the near side.
Young's at the top.
Yep. Got 8 seconds on the play clock here. Robinson's got to bark out the signals. 3 seconds. They get the snap off. Quick pass, complete. And STM was there defensively, but staying on his feet is Bird, and he gets very close to the first down marker. He's going to be about a half a yard short. Bird used his quickness just to make this interesting, or make it at least a 4th down and a yard, but I thought they had him bottled up right there, Greg, but he stayed on his feet long enough to get close to that first down marker.
Thought they had him boxed in, and he was able to still pick up close to 1st down and 4th and 1.
Austin Pellerin made the stop. There is an injured St. Thomas More Cougar.
Bird did a good job of just running and being patient.
Yeah. So a big play coming up here for Neville as they continue to attend to the injured St. Thomas More Cougar. Tristan Clark is now at least sitting up.
They're getting to his feet, so let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, he'll be okay. They won't be involved in this next play on 4th down and short. So 4th down and 1. Blackston, the running back.
It's a big play right here. If you can stop him right here, if you can stop him.
Blackston gets the first down. Good hard run, determined run there. Bienview on another tackle.
Well, you look at the offensive line of Neville, the push they get. Watch the offensive line, the left side of the line. Look at the push they get right there. Just enough to go ahead and get a first down.
Ran it behind the ULM commitment, Van Martinez, number 71. First down and 10 at the 33-yard line.
I mean, big play. You give the ball to your best player and behind your best player. Behind your best offensive lineman.
Blackston could not shake that first tackler. Hayden Hemard Made the play right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, STM came with a little bit of a blitz that time, and Hamard ran right into it.
I like this drive, though, from Neville, Greg. Just keeping it simple. You're a guy that likes seeing them run the football. Try to just run it right down their throat and keep running until they stop you.
Plus, that's a low-risk offense. I mean, when you run it, you just run it at low risk. You don't take a big chance in throwing the football or getting your quarterback sacked.
Well, the physicality of this drive, too, by Neville, just coming right at you. Jarvis Blackston sent it down to the field. Derry Beckwith, who played at Parkview Baptist. This is like a Kenny Guillotte drive here, Derry. The fact that Neville just keeping it on the ground.
Coach Guillotte is smiling right now. He loves the physicality that Neville's playing with. And like you guys said, like Greg said, it's a low-risk play. It's extremely low risk when you have success running the football.
Coming up to the hydration break. 16-13 our score. Neville trying to go up back by 2 scores. We'll be back after this on Game Time.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
3rd down and 5 coming up. Turling's Catholic a winner tonight as they defeated Westgate 28-15. St. Thomas More will see Westgate next week to begin district play. 3rd down and 5 for Neville. Pass is complete. Trying to move up field, and it's going to be another 4th and short, I believe. Man, so close there to picking up the first down with Jeanette. But yeah, 4th down and short once again.
Just a little screen out there to Jeanette. I thought he was going to get the first down right here, but he just couldn't pull away.
Landon Orty made the tackle, and now we have a St. Thomas More Cougar battling with cramps.
I think that's OT, the guy who made the tackle.
Yes, you're exactly right. So they're not going to have their free safety out on the field for this play. Some drama up in West Monroe, Greg. West Monroe scoring a touchdown late against Catholic. And they lead the Bears with 41 seconds, 27-4 to score there. Terrebonne on its way to winning again. They're up by 14 over Hahnville, 45-31. Terrebonne, a team that has looked really good so far this season. Ouachita Parish, they beat Port Gibson over in Mississippi 51-6. Catholic New Iberia over Notre Dame 28-20. That's late in the 4th quarter.
You know, Jeff, we talk about putting the game away and just making it real physical. Neville's taking this football. This is the 12th play drive.
Yeah.
And it's mostly on the ground. You're just really taking control of the game, trying to impose your will and say, hey, look, let's finish it. Finish strong. If they can pick up the first down here, that'd be a big help to their offense.
They scored on 4th and goal to begin the scoring in this game back in the 1st quarter. Let's see if they can convert on 4th and short once again. They've already done it once on this drive, so twice tonight on 4th and short they've been able to score. Blackston has been the guy to get the job done.
I think I'd check off and I might throw it deep to 13. He's got
Really?
man-to-man coverage and the corner's rolled up. He doesn't have any safety in the middle of the football field.
And they do throw to him, and there it is! Touchdown, Neville!
Touchdown.
You called it, Greg. And Zealand Young continues his big night. Big TD pass. Parker Robinson to Zealand Young. 9-point Tigers lead.
Well, I think STM was expecting them to try to run to pick the first down up, and they went man coverage out there, put the corner on an island with no help on the inside. Zealand Young's been doing this all night. The corner gets on his outside shoulder. He takes 3 steps and goes to the inside to put skinny post, and you ain't stopping him.
Wow, huge play there for Neville, and again they convert on 4th down. They have scored 2 of their touchdowns tonight on 4th down, and the extra point is good. And it's quiet here at Cougar Stadium, except for the fans from the other side of the field. Neville closing in on a big road win on Game Time.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Game Time is brought to you by Gidry's Catfish, feeding your family like ours since 1976. OSPT, Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, helping you move freely, live fully. Elevation Station, a place for non-stop action and family fun. And by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love. Well, for the second time tonight, Zealand Young gets into the end zone. He had 2 touchdown catches against Calvary Baptist earlier this season. He's got 2 more here tonight as him and Parker Robinson connected on 4th and short. And Neville back up by 10 over St. Thomas More.
Neville's up by 10, but it feels like it's more than that. And I think it's because of the way they drove the football down the field. I mean, they just pounded it right down there, and it just feels like it's a bigger lead than that.
Well, they barely had the ball in the 3rd quarter, so they needed a time of possession drive where they just ate up a lot of clock, and they were certainly able to do that. Quaiser out to the 18 before he gets hit pretty hard. But they've been making a lot of mistakes offensively, and on that drive, Greg, they just kept it simple. A lot of runs in between the tackles, a couple short passes here and there, and then they got the matchup that they wanted on the outside on that 4th and short, and Robinson and Young were able to connect. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing that all night. I mean, just a smooth and.
All right, for St. Thomas More, they've found a rhythm here in the second half. They scored a couple touchdowns, but they're down by 10 points.
I think you look at this formation, you've got to be careful that you don't throw it around enough where you don't get the ball picked off.
Well, keeping it is going to be Bergeron, but he's going to go down immediately, basically. They were able to chase him down and bring him down pretty quickly. Keontae Harris.
St. Thomas More can't all of a sudden panic and get away from what they were doing. They had a pretty smooth offense going earlier. You got to stick with that, but you got to go a little faster.
Pass is complete. Christian Bro, first down to the 35.
Bergeron's pass complete to Bro. That's the crucial one.
See, I think that's going to be on this series because Neville's playing soft. They said, hey, look, we got a 2-score lead. We're going to play soft and just hope you make a mistake.
Incomplete. Great coverage for Neville. Greg Smith was one of the defenders there.
Well, I like the way Bergeron played, especially the second half. He looks like things just slowed down for him, Jeff, and he started picking his receivers up, making nice deliveries, and he threw some tough passes in the second half.
Neville's got James Johnson in there. He's one of the defensive ends along with Watkins. Keontae Harris. Oh, good catch by Rafi Tamarillo, who's made several good grabs here in the second half for St. Thomas More. First down, ball at the 50. Jordan Fobbs-White out of the game for the moment. He's had a big night tonight for Neville. We've seen a lot of number 99. That I thought was going to be intercepted. Just threw it a little. Juju Burns was there. But Bergeron really trying to thread the needle, and the pass was incomplete to Carter Moe. 2nd and 10.
This is where Bergeron's experience is going to have to come in for him. And, well, he's got to take that leadership and go, hey, look, let's slow down a little bit, guys. Let's just run our routes. We got plenty of time. And let's not take a chance with the football and put the football in harm's way.
Bergeron feeling the heat from the backside and off the hands of the receiver. Christian Bro, 3rd and 10. And these Neville defensive linemen, they got some of their smaller pass rush guys in there, but they got a lot of speed, and they're coming after him. Keontae Harris, one of the guys trying to chase down Bergeron, who's increased his speed during the offseason.
They get a pass interference here.
Going to be called on Greg Smith.
He was trying to hit Tamarillo on the sidelines.
Referee indicates pass interference on the Tigers.
It's Greg Smith. Watch Greg Smith. Greg Smith Jr. is just going to. Yep. Yeah. And he just kind of rode him out of bounds.
So the ball now at the 35-yard line. 4 minutes to go. STM down by 10. Had a dramatic comeback last week against Acadiana before he gets hit. And incomplete, just a little bit too far for Aiken Bond. Bond had been hurt the last couple of weeks, but back out there tonight. Jim Hightower was glad to get him back involved in the passing game.
Yeah, but Jeff, I think if I'm STM right here, I'd run the football. You got plenty of time to run, because when you pick up a first down, the clock's going to stop anyway. So they'll give you some space to run it. And look at what. So
on 2nd down and 10, incomplete. Got to hit those.
Yeah, you got to take them. You got to take advantage of that.
Got to make the layups and the mid-range jumpers.
St. Thomas More slowing it down a little bit. I think they would be picking it up, even though the clock stopped. I thought they would grab the momentum and get the ball moving.
Well, they've been on the field for a lot here in the second half. You kind of wonder where the conditioning is at this point. Knocked away by Burns.
That's a good play right there by Burns. I mean, he really closed in on that football. The receiver was open, but Burns closed in at the last second. I mean, you watch him come in there. There you go. You see him come in the picture right at the last minute.
He's been fun to watch tonight. Plays the buck position in this Neville defense. Heading to North Carolina. He gets after it defensively, him and Jaden Reed. 4th down and 10. This is it for St. Thomas More. They don't convert here. Ball game over.
Yep, this is the big one. We'll see if they decide to come after him. Or they're going to let Bergeron sit back there where you blitz him.
They're coming after him. He escapes the rush. He throws downfield wide open. It's Kaiser. Touchdown Cougar. It's still alive. What a play. Another touchdown on 4th down here tonight.
Came after him in the blitz, but you missed him. I thought they had the right play call. Should have been a sack. And Bergeron did a good job of stepping away from it and finding his man wide open in the backfield. See, the rush is coming through. They came clean. That's where the senior quarterback comes in. Just calm, stays calm, directs his receivers, and delivers a strike. It's a big extra point. Good.
The extra point is good.
You watch the touchdown, you get what you want. You get the pressure on him, you miss him, and then all of a sudden the receiver gets wide open, nobody around him. Touchdown.
So you have STM's got 3 timeouts here, so you don't necessarily need to kick the onside kick now.
Yeah, I don't think you kick the onside kick. You only need 3 points to tie the game. You've got your 3 timeouts, as you mentioned. I think you can kick it away, but you can't give up a big return.
All right, so another tight one for Jim Hightower's team. They've been involved in close games throughout the entire season. I mean, when you look at the way this season has gone, they lose a 3-point game to Karen Crow to start the year. Then they lost by a touchdown to Catholic High. Came from behind to beat Acadiana by 4 points. So 3 straight one-score games for St. Thomas More, and the Cardiac Cougars are back at it here again tonight. Last year, Neville won it 30-7 was the final score. Fifth meeting between these two teams. First ever meeting was in the playoffs in 2002, and Neville won it 21-17. STM had won the 2 meetings in the middle there in 2019 and 2021. The 2021 game was a tight one, 35-28. There's the onside kick. It's still on the turf.
They got it back.
STM got it.
They got
Cougars
it back.
believe they have it. They do at the 50-yard line. Christian Bro got it, so they decide to go for the onside kick despite having all 3 timeouts, and the gamble pays off, and the Cougars have the football back. Wow.
Gets that extra bounce right there.
And for Neville, Jaden Reed just couldn't get his hands on it. Looked like he had it, and then it slipped out of there. And so from the 50 now, plenty of time for Jim Hightower's team with 3:28 to go. Bergeron looks, throws, Kaiser dropped it. Kaiser was right there and just flat out dropped it.
I don't think Kaiser could believe how wide open he was. I mean, there was nobody near him.
He got behind the Neville secondary. And the STM has certainly dropped their fair share of passes tonight, and that could have been 6. Got behind Burns. 2nd down and 10. It hasn't been a pretty game for STM, but they still got a chance to win it. Low snap. That's a completion. Trying to turn upfield, but unable to do so. Tamarillo brought down quickly by Greg Smith. 3rd down and 6. Obviously 4-down territory for Bergeron and the Cougars. So at the 35-yard line.
This is one where the quarterback is the most dangerous guy, because if he gets out of the pocket, you miss him. There's nobody there to get him.
They run the football, and they're going to be a yard or 2 short as they gave the ball to Owen Bailey. STM signaling it's a 1st down.
That's going to be a 4th down. It's 4th and about 1.
So another 4th down coming up here tonight. Good job by Owen Bailey, who really got turned back. Thank goodness he's okay. 4th down and 1.
I think I'm taking a timeout.
Yep, they will. They're still in the huddle with 9 on the play clock, so they use one of their 3 timeouts. Well, it has not been a Picasso tonight, Greg, but we got an exciting finish, it looks like.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, sometimes in a ball game, it doesn't look pretty.
And it hasn't been for STM.
It's kind of like watching sausage being made.
Yeah.
It doesn't look pretty, but the end product is pretty good.
Yeah, now you got me hungry. Now you got me thinking. But Mike Collins had to feel like once they got that touchdown on the board there that they They were in control when they got the touchdown in the fourth quarter and got back up by 10, but STM has just kept battling back here. And, you know, when I asked Coach Hightower about winning that game last week, he said he wasn't surprised his team was able to battle back. He said the kids kept playing. They took it one game at a time. They never got frustrated and ended up getting that victory over the Wrecking Rams.
This is a big play. Now you're going to get a timeout from Neville. They're going to come over and they're going to talk about it. 4th and 1 and see what you got.
That should now leave Neville with only one timeout left, and it does. So coming up on Thursday night, Jules Sumner and Franklinton to battle it out. That'll be at 7 o'clock. You can watch it on the LHSA network, which means you can watch it on Cox Cable Channel 4, same way many of you are watching tonight's game. And I'm appreciative of everyone on a Friday night before a big day of college football tomorrow. Getting a
college football.
A lot of games. Raging Cajuns got a big game tomorrow night here in Lafayette, trying to turn things around after a couple tough losses. They'll be playing Marshall in a rematch of last year's Sun Belt Championship game.
The Thundering Herd come to town.
Yes. 4th down and a yard. They hand it off, breaking a couple tackles and a first down for Carter Mawasson.
Well, they had him in the backfield, and he was able to break a tackle, and alongside broken, got a first down.
Man, Mawasson was determined to get the first down here. Just a missed tackle. He's been making so many tonight. Jacoby Collins couldn't make the play that time. Owen Bailey checks into the game as the running back for the Cougars. Under 2 minutes to go from the 38-yard line. They set up the pass, and it is nearly intercepted by Burns. Kleiser wanted the pass interference call. In and out of the hands of Juju Burns.
I thought Juju Burns had that one. I mean, he looks like he was playing that ball all the way. You watch it.
That should have been a pass interference. He had that left arm tucked around the left hip of Kleiser. But Burns had it in a spot that the official could not see that arm, kind of holding Kleiser back. So 2nd and 10 from inside the 39-yard line. Slant and nearly intercepted by Burns, nearly caught by Kleiser, and it's 3rd and 10.
This is they've got to pick up some yardage, but you watch this thing, it's almost picked off.
Burns is getting his hand. He could probably almost smell it.
He's getting
close. So close.
He's getting close.
Bergeron has been picked off once tonight.
You know, you keep playing with fire. Sometimes sooner or later it's going to burn you. I think I'd throw the other side. I wouldn't mess with Burns anymore.
You got Tamarillo on the other side.
Burns has been too close to this ball. I'd go the other way.
Plenty of time. Bergeron heaves one deep to Kleiser again. Burns is there. Incomplete. STM sideline is going nuts, saying where's the call? Let's send it down to the field. Derry Beckwith. Derry, what do you think of the coverage that Juju Burns is having on Kleiser right now?
I think he's doing a good job, and he's basically hiding the contact where the referee can't see it. He's been extremely active tonight. I've been extremely impressed with Burns and the run game. He fills the alley, in the pass game. He's been in extremely great coverage skills, and obviously he probably wants those two interceptions to kind of put this game on ice.
Well, this is the game right here. We've seen both teams convert on 4th down tonight. Bergeron zips one, first down and more! The Cougars are going to take the lead! Touchdown! Touchdown! St. Thomas More! Wide open, Carter Moe!
I mean, a lot of credit to Cole Bergeron. When you watch what he did, he kept his cool about him. They had players coming after him. He just steps to the side and delivers a strike.
Another comeback in the 4th quarter for the Cougars. The extra point is good. That was a big one there to get them up by 4. It's going to take a touchdown now for Neville to win this thing.
Now you watch it. He just takes his time. perfect strike. He's got a man coming across the middle that's wide open. Two defenders running to each other.
34 remaining in the ball.
Well, they had the double team on Christian Bro, and that they're making sure Christian Bro doesn't beat him, and wide open is Carter Moe for the touchdown.
Carter Moe ran right down the seam and was able to split the defenders. And now we'll see what this let's see what the offense can do. I think Neville's got to come out now and really, they got about a minute 34, and I think they've got one timeout left.
Moe had just 2 catches on the season coming into tonight. He'll remember that one. That's going to get into the end zone. Now Neville's got one timeout, and you better defend number 13, Zealand Young.
I mean, I'm looking for him when he gets off the bench. I've got 2 guys over there. One playing him in bracketing, one inside, one outside. Now somebody else might beat you, but it's not going to be 13.
Neville has led for nearly the entire game.
But we talked about it earlier, missed opportunities that Neville had to really stretch this game out.
Blackston will start this drive as the running back. Caston comes out. That should have been a penalty.
Should have been a penalty. They broke the huddle with 12 people.
Yeah. They didn't call it, though. Robinson gets rid of it. Blackston has it. Blackston gets out of bounds.
Neville dodged a penalty there.
Yeah, they did.
They broke the huddle with 12 people in the huddle, and they didn't get the call and picked up good yardage. But the big thing is he got out of bounds.
Trying to preserve that one timeout that they have. 90 seconds to go. They got to go 75 yards. Open, complete. Making the grab, Mason Hart. First down to the 37.
First down, the clock's going to stop. Give him a chance to reset the chains and give Neville a chance to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Robinson calls for the snap. Robinson, did he catch it? It's probably best if he dropped it.
Yeah, they're going to say he caught the ball.
Well, it would have been better if it was an incomplete pass because now the time is running. He only picked up about 6 yards. Rather preserve the clock in that situation. Robinson out of the pocket. He'll just throw it away. Stops the clock.
I think trying to get an intentional grounding, but he was outside the pocket and there was no pressure on him. He just threw it away. Smart play by the quarterback.
3rd down and 5. 55 seconds to go. 57 yards to go for Neville. They have not been able to get the ball to Zealand Young. He's part of that bunch formation now. They get it to Chenette. Chenette's got the first down into STM territory. Clock stops. To the 47. Robinson, the veteran quarterback here, returning starter, running this hurry-up offense. Zips one. There's Young. Steps out of bounds. A couple yards shy of the first down, but that stopping the clock was huge.
Pick up about 8 yards.
To the 40. 39 seconds to go. Mike Collins' heart probably pounding right now.
I think you got to pick up the first down and maybe another 10 yards, and I think then you're going to start taking shots to the end zone.
That's nearly intercepted. That was in some real heavy traffic there. Walker Pugh was there. Also defensively for St. Thomas More.
Count the number of defenders around Young here. I mean, look at that. 1, 2, 3. 3 defenders around Young. They're not going to let him catch the football.
3rd down and 3. 34 seconds to go. Blackston, the running back. Do you hand it to him and get the first down? No. They zip it, pass complete, first down to the 31. This is a well-run drive.
I think you take the timeout right now.
Well, the clock stopped. Desi Bird made the catch to the 31.
Well, he's able to get set.
Robinson. Ball batted, intercepted, touchdown, St. Thomas, or interception, St. Thomas More, and they're going to win it.
I think I would have taken that timeout to settle the players down a little bit.
Intercepted by St. Thomas More. ball was batted in the air, and it went right in the hands of the defender. Heath Hernandez with the interception.
Big comeback win for this St. Thomas More team.
Second time in as many weeks. Down by double digits in the fourth quarter, and they figured out a way to win it.
They just keep plugging. Just keep plugging. I think you'll take 2 kneel downs, and that'll be it.
We haven't seen too many deflections at the line of scrimmage here tonight. But Robinson's pass deflected and went right into the hands of Heath Hernandez. They kneel on this one. Now time for our elevation station play of the game. A place. We're going to do the JJ exterminating defensive play of the game. Could have been the other play of the game, but that was our defensive play of the game. JJ exterminating defensive play of the game. JJ exterminating Louisiana's largely independently owned pest control company, shielding Louisiana homes for over 65 years. What a thrilling game here tonight. As I mentioned, we talked about it. Each team made a lot of mistakes, but Jim Hightower's team figures out a way to get another huge win. We'll be back after this here on Game Time.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't. And now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too. And when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. U.S. Med. Better service. Better care.
What a thrilling finish. Neville up by 16 at halftime. It was 16-0, and St. Thomas More scores 4 touchdowns in the second half, and they stunned this Neville Tigers team who led it for most of this football game. But it was St. Thomas More who gets the victory, and it's now time to show you our player of the game, brought to you by OSPT, Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, helping you move freely, live fully. Cole Bergeron, 4 touchdown passes in the second half. A lot of big-time throws. That was a beautiful play there, Christian Bro. How about him getting out of the way of the pressure, throwing it downfield. Kreiser wide open into the end zone, and this was the game-winning touchdown pass on 4th down. Carter Moe runs it into the end zone for the huge touchdown there to put St. Thomas More on top. And then there was the interception to seal the victory. Let's send it down to the field. Derry Beckwith standing by with the starting quarterback for the St. Thomas More Cougars.
Cole, cardiac kids, 2nd week in a row. I think you like giving your fans a heart attack, but why is this football team so resilient?
I mean, these guys have put in the extra work every day in practice. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. I wouldn't want to be with anybody other fan base. I mean, I'm in a great place here at St. Thomas More. This community is amazing. I mean, the people that are here, I mean, how can you not perform? How can you not be motivated and electric? Like, this is the place to be.
You guys start off the season 1-2. There's a lot of talk going around the state. Has St. Thomas More declined? You guys get even to 500, 2-2. What is the ceiling for this football team?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the limits are endless. I mean, this team has shown that we can come back each and every week, no matter what the result of the last game was, and perform. We can come back and perform and get better each week. And that's just something that we have taken in motivation, and we did this week.
Go celebrate. You deserve it.
Yes, sir.
Now let's take a look at our elevation station play of the game. It was that 4th down and 10, and then over the middle, wide open, Carter Moe, and he finds the end zone. Our play of the game, elevation station play of the game, a place for nonstop action and family fun, elevation station. Take a break. We'll wrap things up from St. Thomas More. The Cougars are 2-2. The Neville Tigers are 2-2. It'll be a long bus ride back to Monroe for Neville tonight.
Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be using this. Particle 6-in-1 Face Cream for Men, the first of its kind anti-aging cream designed specifically for men. Fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles. Visit particlemen.com and use the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off your entire order. Plus, we've got free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. www.particlemen.com. Because seeing is believing.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Well, St. Thomas More, after coming from behind to beat Acadiana last week, you probably thought they could not top that. I think they might have topped it tonight because of just how badly they played in the first half, and they just kept at it. And even when they got down by double digits again in the fourth quarter, when they were down by 10, they get the drive. They are able to execute the onside kick and recover the onside kick, and then on 4th down and 10, man, they hit a touchdown pass, and then the defense holds. What a win for St. Thomas More.
I thought they stayed in it. You know, it's a compliment to the resiliency. I mean, they didn't give up.
No.
And they kept just working it. And Bergeron did a good job of settling himself down and running the offense, not getting in a hurry. So I like the way he did that. And that's the one thing that helped him out. This opening the second half kickoff return helped him out a lot. Put him in position to really, we thought that was going to be the one where to take control of the game.
Yeah,
but
Jared Kleiser with the long return, and then Bergeron finding Carter Melanson, and this was the first of 4 touchdown passes for Bergeron, and they moved him a little bit more in the pocket in the second half, and that seemed to settle down the Neville rush, and I think it got him in a groove as well.
Yeah, it slowed the pass rushers down because he wasn't going to be in one place, and so they had to move him around. But he did settle down. That was the other thing. He settled down, became very calm and throwing the football. And then Neville came back on this drive, we thought was kind of the ceiling drive, them taking over. But Bergeron, his teammates just wouldn't give up, and they just found another man wide open. And then all of a sudden, they've got new life, and they do an onside kick, and they get the ball back. And then he just goes and finds a man in the seam and touchdown.
Yeah, double team Christian Bro, and then beating him is Carter Moe into the end zone. This is the final play of really the game. Interception there, picked off by St. Thomas More's Heath Hernandez. And there's a look at the final stats. St. Thomas More eventually, Neville has more total yards than STM, and we go back to the first half. I want to make this point before we go. I know I made it a lot, but Neville should have been up by more than 16 at halftime. They should have been up by, they could have been up by 28 points, 28-0, and they squandered so many opportunities in that first half.
Yeah, you look at the passing numbers, they're pretty close, and total yards are pretty close, but at halftime it was not.
Yeah.
Neville dominated that first half. They didn't do that. They didn't do it when they came back in the second half, and they gave the St. Thomas More team a chance to stay in it, and you do that, and that's what's going to happen when you get a team that's that good.
Man, 4 touchdown passes in the second half, and they beat Neville 27-23. Both teams are 2-2 on the season. St. Thomas More, they'll get into district play next week. They'll be taking on Westgate for the Neville Tigers. They got another big game coming up against Sterlington. I want to thank everyone involved in our broadcast. Kim Giat, our director, Jeff Schneider, our producer, Terry Beckwith down on the sidelines, Greg Bowser. I'm Jeff Palermo. Congratulations once again to St. Thomas More. They get a huge come-from-behind win and beat the Neville Tigers 27-23. See you next week in Homa for Vanderbilt Catholic and Lutcher.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Miss anything from the show or just want to see it again? See all the videos we have online at sportsstarsoftomorrow.com.
For this week's Sports Star Spotlight, we're turning to Baltimore area power St. Francis Academy. It's not a place that was built to house a high school football team, but it certainly has one now. St. Francis Academy was originally founded in 1828 by a nun who wanted to teach African American children to read. It was an all-girls school until the 1970s, and the football program has only been around since 2008. Under the leadership of Coach Masai Halamariam, the St. Francis Panthers have become a program that is renowned not just locally, but nationally as well. St. Francis is usually very highly ranked, competing for a national championship with the likes of IMG Academy and Modern Day. Though their facilities are still humble compared to some of the teams they compete against, they are improving. That's a credit to the success of the players that have come through the program.
It's worlds of difference. Even though you might not be able to see it from outside looking in, some of the things that are readily available to our student athletes, especially the football team, has become amazing because the players have created such a need and want to be seen. So the resources have been a little bit better than it used to be.
As the football program has risen to national prominence, a culture of hard work has been established, and it takes leaders to help maintain that. Jaira Edwards has come to embrace that responsibility.
I feel like the one thing we have that other schools don't have is the grip. We have a different type of grip. We have a different type of 1-2. If you walk around the building, you see we don't got a lot of stuff with the IMGs, the big schools in Texas. We don't got none of that. So it's a different type of grip we have. You want to be great, you want to do this.
Edwards is a 6'2" safety from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. He's a 5-star prospect and was selected as an Under Armour All-American last year. Like many players in the program, he was drawn to St. Francis because he wanted to compete at a high level.
Just seeing the teams they was playing every year, they played Bryce Youngs, they played Jeremiah Smith, you played them type of guys year in, year out. So just having that competition to build you ready for college and the after pros. So just having that type of competition, that's really what's brought me to St. Francis.
Jaira's competitive nature shows every time he takes the field. He's a physical defensive back who is great in coverage and can also deliver a punishing hit.
He's the whole package. You know, he's got the size, the speed, the strength. He's got the IQ too. He's really learning and studying the game. He's ferocious.
Physically, I feel like I bring that juice every day. Every day I bring that physicality. If you need a big hit, you know who to call on. You need an interception, you know who to call on. Just being where I got to be at every time, every day, every second, on and off the field.
As you can see, he's physically just a presence. He looks like he already belongs in the collegiate level, if not the pro, but he's very selfless and he's really a great teammate.
As he sets the tone on the field and in the locker room, Jaira is a shining example for the younger players who will carry on the Panther tradition when he moves on.
And knowing they look at me like a big bro, a leader, I gotta do what I gotta do, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be that guy to bring it every day. Just knowing I have to do that every day to set a standard, I will do that.
The one thing I've seen him do is he's continuously trying to make sure that all his younger teammates, or even his current teammates that might not have all the opportunities, he might find ways to encourage them and keep them really excited and to be able to accomplish, you know, their dreams as well as just not his.
Next season, Jaira will be taking his talent and leadership to the SEC to play for the University of Alabama. Much like the decision to attend St. Francis, choosing the Crimson Tide fed into his desire to win and gave him a path to his long-term goals.
Culture-wise, I feel like that was the closest school to St. Francis. I feel like I can be myself. I have guys around me that wants to be great, wants to wear a Hall of Fame jacket one day, want to build generational wealth. That's my goal, and I feel like Alabama is going to do that and set me on the right stage to do that. I feel like every game is a big game at Alabama, and I'm going to be that guy to show up and show out every night in Tuscaloosa.
It's time for She's Next, when we highlight a rising star in female sports, and this week, we're headed to the San Francisco Bay Area. To be a successful swimmer, it takes a lot of hours in the pool. Oftentimes, it means very early hours. Mia Sue understands this. That's why she's up before sunrise to train with the Santa Clara Swim Club.
Santa Clara has had a big legacy with Mark Spitz, and it's an honor to train on the same team that he trained on. I really enjoy the relationships I've built through swimming.
Mia wakes up around 4:30 or so, get here about 5:20 to train every day. Definitely it's a big commitment.
While the commitment of putting in lap after lap can be draining, it's worth it when the results are as good as they have been for Mia. She began breaking national records for her age group when she was 10 years old. Her specialty is the breaststroke. Competing for Archbishop Mitty High School, Mia was named an All-American last year after winning the Central Coast Section Championship in the 100 breast, and she finished second at state.
I started off with breaststroke pretty young. I have been a breaststroker since I've been 10, so I enjoy breaststroke because there's a set time you can breathe, because with freestyle, you mainly have to keep your head down.
She's very gifted, she's very athletic, she's hardworking. She just has a level of awareness of what she's doing that a lot of kids her age don't have yet.
Back in 2024, she also got to compete at the Olympic trials, which was an understandably intimidating experience for a teenager.
It was so scary. There were so many people. They were all just watching one pool and one heat at a time, so only 10 swimmers, and just being one of the swimmers that they're watching is really scary.
Mia is now training with a goal of returning to the Olympic trials in the future. She of course dreams of representing her country on the biggest stage, perhaps even as soon as 2028 in Los Angeles.
It would be amazing if I could represent USA at the 2028 Olympics. I think I just need to continue training and stay motivated.
Absolutely, I think that's on her radar. Certainly it would be quite an amazing experience to represent the USA at a home Olympics in Los Angeles in 28.
Mia will graduate from Archbishop Mitty in 2027, then she'll likely be competing at the college level as she continues pursuing her Olympic dreams. No matter how many hours reaching her ultimate goals will demand, Mia will have no problem putting in the time to get there.
I'm Kylie Kleckner. I play volleyball at Byron Nelson High School in Trophy Club, Texas. Today I'm going to show you my serving routine. I do 2 bounces, a spin on my hand, and then I serve. It settles my nerves. When I go back to serve in an intense match or something, I know I have my same routine and I can go and I'll be consistent with my serve. I focus on the same amount of power each time, and if I'm hitting the same spot on the ball each time, I know exactly where it's going. I'm Kylie Kleckner, and that's my tip.
We're going to need another timeout, but we'll have a pair of highly touted quarterbacks when we return.
Want more Sports Stars of Tomorrow? Follow Sports Stars TV on your favorite social media platforms. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Miss anything from the show or just want to see it again? See all the videos we have online at sportsstarsoftomorrow.com.
It's time for a trip on the recruiting trails. We hit the road to check out some of the nation's best prospects. This week, we're stopping in the Dallas area, in Salina, Texas, to meet quarterback Bo Bentley. There aren't many high school quarterbacks who are as fearless as Bo Bentley. The 6'2", 200-pounder is a former lacrosse player. He's not afraid of getting hit or dishing out punishment himself.
I love it. I mean, playing soccer, running from that, and then playing lacrosse, people don't know how much physicality there is in that. And I think that's what really brought some toughness to me. I'm not scared to use my body. So when I see the opportunity and I'm close to the goal or trying to get that first down, give me the ball and I will go get it.
That mentality is great because it just goes across our entire team. When you know that your quarterback plays that way, it helps you to play at a higher level.
Last season as a junior, Bo led the Salina Bobcats to a 16-0 record and a Texas State championship. He had 3,200 yards passing and added almost 1,000 more on the ground. He accounted for 63 total touchdowns, 47 passing, and 16 rushing. He gives a lot of credit to his teammates and the chemistry they built playing together for so long.
I think getting the trust from the players and being that leader role, it kind of builds over to the game because then I can be patient and then I can rely on them that they're going to make the right decision. I have the trust in those receivers that they're going to be in the right spot at the right time.
Bo was named one of the Elite 11 quarterbacks this past summer. He said competing with several other highly recruited signal callers motivated him to prove where he stands.
And I think the biggest thing was knowing that I'm at the top of those rankings against those kids and that I can compete against the #1 recruit in the nation. And knowing that that's my goal at the end of this year is to be the Gatorade Player of the Year, the #1 quarterback in the nation. I know that's possible because I went and saw it.
Next season, Bo is headed north to play for the Oklahoma Sooners. He says that OU's culture strikes him as a college version of Salina, and he plans on maintaining a championship standard.
Coach Venables, what he's doing, I mean, he runs the right program. And I compare it a lot to Salina, how they do it. I mean, it's a family. Whenever you walk into a coach's office at Oklahoma, it doesn't say Coach Arbuckle's office. It says the Arbuckle family office. And so I think that's the biggest thing I felt when I left the OV. I was like, okay, I'm going to be part of a family here.
You know, I've told all the coaches that were recruiting him all year that whoever gets Bo Bentley is going to get something really special. Yeah, he's got great talent. He's got his legs are great, his arms great, his football IQ's off the chart. The best thing about Bo Bentley is the man he is.
We're going to make one more stop, and this time, we're headed to the San Diego area. Most highly recruited quarterbacks have been playing the position for several years. But for Troy Hune, the position is relatively new to him compared to some of his peers in the 2026 class. Troy didn't really start playing quarterback until he got to high school.
So I was always basketball and then baseball. And I didn't start playing quarterback till freshman year in high school, and so as I was playing O-line, tight end, D-end, whatever it was, never really had the ball in my hand. And my uncle kind of introduced it to me as being a quarterback, and I was like, I kind of took that next step of going to Mission Hills in high school, and it just kind of kicked off from there. I feel like a lot of people start at such a young age. I just try to, I'm really proud that I feel like I have a really high ceiling, and that's super important.
Troy certainly has the frame to be a big-time quarterback as he stands at 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighs 215 pounds. He's thrived at Mission Hills under the instruction of the Grizzlies' longtime head coach, Chris Hauser. And Troy is optimistic for a big season in his senior campaign.
The program is going to be really good this year. I mean, our head coach does a phenomenal job. He's been coaching forever, and he knows how to get the team going in the right moments. And just the team last year was really young, and we did phenomenal. We had a great year, so a lot of guys coming back this year, so it's going to be a special season.
Next season, Troy is headed to Happy Valley to play for the Penn State Nittany Lions.
I've been in schools all around the country, and just that family culture that they have there and the love that they showed me was just like no other.
Considering Troy's only been playing